The Empire is assembling their troops. They're getting ready to launch the offensive for Operation Domination. Boom, 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 boom. Fam, I'm telling you right now, I know no more hyperbole. This team, with the maturity and the pieces added, fam, no matter what happens in the end, this team is going to be painful to deal with. That defensive line is now better and damn near equal to what it was in 2019, and you know what that was all about. Oh, it just feels so good after last season knowing that it's just not over until it's over. The fat lady has not started saying, I do. Listen, by the way, I love fat ladies, so don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's just one of those cliches that everybody uses when things aren't completed yet. But she has not sang yet. Fam, one thing Niners fans, what we can count on is that the current regime, headed by John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, they just know how to assemble a roster. You know, no matter what we say, the failed picks, everything like that, every team has failed picks. Nobody is perfect on the picks. But at the end of the season, and at the end of 2 or 3 years, who has the most successful picks? I got to put the Niners right up there in the top 4, in the top 3 at least. Yeah. This year with all those first-string players that left from last season, media outlets won't budge from ranking San Francisco as a top 5 contender NFL 2023. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, going to the phone after going over the justifications for ranking the 49ers as a top 5 contender for the Lombardi for 2023. Also, more weekend rookie minicamp observations. There's a wide receiver we need to talk about for a minute. I'm gonna tell you right now, but the Niners prognostication at this hour. Let me lay this out too. Are the Rams and Hawks here yet? I want y'all to hear this too, okay? Because y'all need to hear this. The Niner Empire will roll on the NFL in 2023. We know this, fam. Following free agency in March, the Niners sat at number 3 in ESPN's power rankings behind only the Chiefs and Eagles. With the 2023 NFL draft in the rear view, the Niners were dropped a couple of spots. Okay, fine. You know what the media needs to do, though? First, stop taking Mel Kiper, of whom is wrong each and every year. His word ain't the gospel. Why do they keep... The Chiefs still sit at number 1, with the Bengals coming in second, with the Eagles dropping now to third. They place the Bills are the number 4 ranked team. The boys in red and gold around the top 5. ESPN names defensive tackle as the 49ers' most improved position, primarily thanks to the addition of former Eagles defensive lineman Javon Hargrave, who pretty much made that defense tick. He was the lightning rod for a lot of dudes, and everybody else just ate around him. And he still got his. Nick Wagner wrote, quote, the 49ers had one of the least productive defensive tackle groups in the NFL in 2022. We all agree on that. As they generated a combined 59 pressures, 4th fewest in the league. Eric Armstead, who missed 8 games with foot and ankle issues, he had the most pressures among Niners defensive tackles with just 14. Eric was out all season, fam. And he still whooped everybody out there with a business card saying defensive tackle. Eric, you keep doing what you do, man. I don't care. I've been defending you for years. People don't understand. You do work that doesn't necessarily catch the spotlight. It's not always sexy, but you are the guy who draws it. When nobody else was drawing double tackles, Eric Armstead was. And he was still beating the guys around him. That's why I say, you know what? When people talk about Nick Bosa, they talk about Hargrave, they talk about who's going to take the other side, and they quit. Include Eric Armstead in that attack. The boy is not weak. San Francisco signed Hargrave, one of the offseason's top free agents, to a 4-year, $84 million package, bolstering a unit that the team has struggled to improve since trading away DeForest Buckner, as you already know. Wagner went ahead and added, quote, enter big ticket free agent Javon Hargrave, who accounted for 53 pressures and 9 sacks last season with a 14.1 pressure rate. The best in the NFL among tackles with at least 500 pass rushes over the past 2 seasons. The Niners are counting on Hargrave to elevate their defensive line back to 2019 levels of dominance. Remember, we had domination, and DJ Jones was just killing people. That's what made it possible for Eric Armstead to eat. Along with Nick Bosa on the other side and DeForest Buckner, it was just mean. I bet you Aaron Rodgers probably still wakes up screaming about that 2019 season. I'll never forget that camera angle at Rodgers when he was going down. Cameraman was a comic. Rodgers is going down. I don't know who had it, but you see it had it. Rodgers just wouldn't give it up. They just dragged him all the way down to the dirt. I just loved it so much. Aaron, just go down, man. God, that's funny. Makes me want to holler. Niners! I can't wait to see this defense because the defense they're excited and just so much fun to watch. As for the rest of the NFC West, the Seattle Seahawks are the next highest. They are ranked at number 11. They almost broke into the top 10. Man, we got to play them this year. Yeah, you got to play them. They're not going to just sit back and watch us beat their ass this year like they did last year. They're going to be pissed off. In fact, they're going to come in hunting for bear every time we play them because that is embarrassing. For all the years the Hawks owned us, they never beat us down 3 times in one season. Oh, by the way, the Inglewood Rams and AZ Cardinals appear further down the list at number 25 and number 32, respectively. This is where we throw our head back and laugh on my count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Rams! Rudy, man, you need to stay off me on Twitter, man, because I'm going to beat you up every time. You've seen that. You got scars all over your body. Leave me alone, man. Rookie minicamp. Let me first just refresh you what our new DC emphasized during his presser last Friday. Coach Wilks started out by saying, quote, everything we do starts up front. So pass rush will continue to be a key for the 49ers defense. See the MO? That's why the 49ers are making that front death. I mean, just absolute death. Javon Kinlaw and Drake Jackson have both impressed Wilks so far, as they're currently showing an intense work ethic this season. The Niners will likely blitz. This is I remember. Sometimes we're probably out of line. You know, Robert Saleh would refuse to blitz. He really rarely blitzed, and it was making us crazy, right? And then D'Amico came along and we said, okay, we get some blitz now. D'Amico blitzed a little bit, but he still was following the Robert Saleh book of use your front four and put everybody else in coverage so they got no place to throw, which I have no problem with because that's a very sensible defense. But I still want to see that quarterback get dropped. So Wilks says we go blitz more. Yeah. He's going to blitz more than under the previous regimes to take advantage of the talent, speed at linebacker. And you know we have the best linebackers in the NFL. If we can just make sure they stay healthy, Andre Greenlaw and Fred Warner, they wrote the book on how to kick linebacker. Oh, my God. What? Wilks said Jair Brown's tape jumps out at you, and that makes plays all over. Wilks seems really high on Brown and rookie Darrell Luter Jr. And Ambry Thomas, man. You know, see, they're talking about everybody but you. Ambry, man, I told everybody, even after that season, I said, you know, look out for Ambry Thomas. That was last year. I said, you're going to be a bad boy this year. Ambry, where'd you go, man? If you got personal issues, see a doctor. Call your mama. Do something, man. I know you can play better. Wilks said he plans on being in the booth on game days rather than on the sidelines. And hallelujah, hallelujah. Everybody said, "Oh man, he's not going to be able to pump up the players and come out the side." It's not necessary. Those are grown-ass men. You got guys out now on the field anyway that could do that. Let him be the mastermind behind a number one defense. If he can see better upstairs, then get up there. Oh, man. Hey, he also said cornerback Isaiah Oliver will play nickel for the Niners. He likes him a lot. He's got length. As Wilks surprised, explained, he's strong. So he said that. And also Wilks said this about Mrs. Oliver's baby boy. We wanted to make sure that we sort of got the best nickel in free agency. And that's what we went out and did, so I'm excited about Oliver. He's long, he's physical, can tackle, can cover. He's going to be a good blitzer for us, everything that we do within this defense, unquote. Go get him, coach. Go get him. Niners will continue to use a lot of zone concepts, but it sounds as though they will play more man coverage than in previous years. This Ambry might actually float to the surface now. Because I think Ambry might be a better man coverage dude. We'll see. Looks at it, quote, I feel like we have the skill set and the talent to be able to get in the guy's face, press man, make the quarterback hold the ball, particularly with our defensive front. Hold the ball, quarterback, and die screaming. Yeah, I'll tell you, unquote. Rookie minicamp, fam. Many media goodies of news, including the biggest takeaway from the weekends. This weekend, last weekend, thanks to Matt Burrows, who reported that both quarterbacks who attended the rookie camp had some deep ball completions. Steven Montez connected twice with seventh-round pick Ronnie Bell, who Barrows said, quote, was prominent in the session. And that was said pretty much the entire time since they first started. Remember, he was tearing up the other day, too. I mean, I think they started Thursday, Friday. Yeah. Clayton Thorson had a 30-yard throw to wideout Tay Martin, a second-year wide receiver who was invited to rookie minicamp. And an even longer bomb. Fam. Are we going to Jacour? Is that it? Jacour Pearson, Ole Miss receiver, who attended camp on a trial basis. Now, here's the news, fam. Barrows thought that was the biggest piece of news from the minicamp. Barrows wrote, quote, Thorson's arm strength is newsworthy, considering he suffered an elbow injury nearly a year ago while playing for the USL's Houston Gamblers in a game against the Philadelphia Stars, and had the same internal brace procedure that Brock Purdy had in March. Are you delighted to hear that for a couple of reasons? First, that gives optimism for Brock's recovery, and next, who's this dude Thorson? Or, as his name would indicate, could he be a descendant of the mighty Thor? Thorson, that's what that means, the son of Thor. Or maybe his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. No, I believe in Thor. No, don't look at me like that. Thor's real. Yeah, Thorson did not appear to be hit on Friday. Says Thorson's throwing the ball well. If you're a Joey Fisher fan, I worry about Joey. I mentioned this the other day. I think it must be the same session. But Joey's laying on the sideline, breathing hard, and put a wet towel on his head and everything, trying to get him to calm down and cool off. He didn't participate in the last 20 or so minutes. It's not a good sign. But you know what? Mrs. Fisher's baby boy has a couple of months to get in shape. Joey, man, you got to stay. Joey, I know, man. You'll still have mutant status. Cut the weights loose for a while. Get some cardio in, Joey. Get some cardio in. You can't be dying out in these workouts in the NFL, bruh. Come on, man. Oh. And call Jerry Rice up. No, don't do that. Jerry will kill him. Never mind. Barrows reported that tight end Cameron Letou looked, quote, bigger, sturdier than expected, unquote. That linebacker Jalen Graham is quote, tall, long-limbed, almost like a defensive end, unquote. And that right tackle Leroy Watson, a one-time tight end, has, quote, bulked up considerably well into the 300-pound range, unquote. By all accounts, it sounds like Bell looked great as a wide receiver. He's not fast, but he has excellent hands. Larry Krueger did an instant reaction to 49ers rookie minicamp and said the two second-year players looked really good over the weekend. Defensive back Taylor Hawkins and wideout Martin. Krueger said Martin, who has great ball skills, has clearly added upper body weight and strength. I love the dedication. God, get after it. You have to pay attention to what Krueger says, fam. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why. Krug, this time last year, he was the only guy quoted saying Brock Purdy is the steal of the draft. Man, I mean, a lot of people say good things about Brock Purdy, but we didn't know any more about it than what we've seen in preseason. Then all of a sudden, there he was, and damn, that boy ain't got no time to work with Kyle or anybody else. This is why when people say, well, they got film on him now and this, blah, blah, he ain't got no ceiling. And shh, better recognize, man, that boy ain't played but 8 games. You better wait a minute. Wait a minute. The jury needs to wait a minute. That's all I say. Krueger said Brown and Luter both stood out during the minicamp. Krueger, however, didn't think Letou was that impressive and said D. Winters looked, quote, okay and maybe a little overweight, unquote. Braden Willis, the Oklahoma tight end, looked better than Latu, according to Kruger, who also said Willis reminded him some of Kyle Juszczyk. If you're going to remind anybody of anybody, that's not a bad guy to remind anybody of. The way he moves and that he moves better than most tight ends. Kruger thought both undrafted running backs, Ronald A-Watt, somebody talking about that the other day, I think. A-Watt and Kalen LeBourne looked impressive, and with the way Kyle Shanahan and Bobby Turner find running back gems, Kruger thinks they may have a couple of more good ones here. That's what I'm saying. I'm so glad the 49ers did not waste a draft pick on no running back. We find better running backs without going through the draft. We've already put that experiment to test 2 times. Don't do that no more. Look at these guys who just came in. You add them with Jordan Mason. Good God Almighty. Boy, we got a running back room. Did I mention CMC? If we could just keep him healthy. You know who I'm talking about. I don't want to say his name, but I don't want to give you bad luck. Kruger said Graham looked really good, better than Winters. He also liked what he saw from offensive lineman Ilm Manning. I've heard a lot about him, so it's saying, quote, he always looks like he's trying to find somebody to hit, unquote. I like that kind of aggression. You can't teach that. You can't teach mean. You just can't do it. That seems like a good quality for an offensive lineman. Kruger said his biggest standout was defensive tackle Spencer Wege. Kruger said Spencer is 300 pounds and moves really well for being such a big guy. It also sounds like Pearson, the wide receiver who was a mini camp for a tryout, looked good as well. It'll be interesting to see if he gets signed by the 49ers, according to Krug. Fam, all kinds of good stuff. I'm telling you right now. What do you think about the power rankings? Is it science fiction? Because each and every year we get excited. I do it anyway about the power ranking in the beginning. And, you know, the team falls up. We ain't never had it well. We started off slow two years in a row. Fam, not this year. I know it's possible. We don't know who's going to quarterback, and that could have an effect on how well we start out. Could pick up momentum maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the season. You just don't know. But the pieces are there. The formula is ripe and ready, and I'm going to go ahead and feel good about it. Yes. Bring him in. Chill. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Phil. Phil, I tell you, I like it. I like what I'm hearing. Phil? Did we lose Phil?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Phil, your comments on some of the new bodies and the reports from Kruger and Matt Barrows, and people are still crying about the fact he can't go to the booth. He doesn't get to encourage the players. Oh, that's it. Phil, put some professionalism into
Wilkes
this.
in the booth. You've got Kubiak in the booth as well for the offense. Kyle's got to manage the game. He's got to talk to the officials. He's got to do all that crap. Anybody that thinks Kyle should go up in the booth is an idiot. Seriously. All right, I'll end it there.
Yeah.
But
I was a proponent of that. But you know what? What you just said makes sense. So Kyle does have a job on the field he's got to take care of. I just wish they'd make sure he's well informed on the field.
You've got guys up in the booth that can do that. You don't need a rah-rah guy anymore on the sidelines for the defense. You don't. You got Fred Warner. You got enough guys to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You got a veteran team, and you got to rely on that veteran.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I think our defense is going to be better than last year. Instead of giving up 16 points a game, I think we're going to be down to 12.
Again.
So we score 2 touchdowns, we win. And with our offense, 2 touchdowns, any quarterback can do that.
All right.
So,
thanks for the reassurance. You're right. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. The defense is not going to allow anybody. With Kyle Shanahan, you're not going to go zilch. It's just not going to happen. It hasn't happened since he's been with us. It's not going to happen. Yeah.
And with all the weapons we have,
it'd be embarrassing.
You, Debo, Kittle.
We did it without a quarterback.
Christian McCaffrey, Deuce. I mean, come on.
The list goes on and on.
Be real.
Eat your heart out, Rudy. Well, the regular season 49ers are still not going to win any
Rudy,
true Super Bowls. They've got no
he's going
those
down
throwaway
in
quarterbacks. You dumbass.
I'm sorry. Rudy is a nothing. He's a nothing. You know, we worry about Philadelphia. Maybe Seattle. I don't think so, but maybe Seattle.
Not this year. They're
I
going to
don't
be tough.
think there's any other team that can challenge us in the NFC. Period. So let's get real. Not a lot of these rookies are going to make the team. They're going to make the practice squad.
True.
Probably one is going to start, which is the kicker. And none of the other rookies are going to start. Let's put it that way.
Phil, do you
None.
worry about them getting cherry picked? I mean, I don't know. There's going to be some demonstrations during preseason games.
Well, but the good rookies are going to make the team. They're going to make the 53-man roster.
Yeah, they're going to know who not to put on that practice squad, aren't they? Yeah.
Exactly. And they're going to put guys that nobody has any tape on the practice squad. They're not going to get cherry picked.
You know, in
And
fact, hey, Phil, tell me if you ever thought about this. Have you noticed some players don't play during preseason? They may get in 1 or 2 outings in, and they haven't made the team yet, but they don't get a lot of exposure.
And the Niners know from practice who the guys are.
Yeah.
So they hide them. So
yeah.
let's not get up on, guys like Grant Cohn and Kruger and all those guys that just have no knowledge whatsoever about anything. What you need to do is just say, okay, we've got a roster of Pro Bowlers. And no matter who starts at quarterback, and I think it's going to be Brock for the whole season. And if Brock starts all season long, we're going to have maybe 1, 2, 3 losses, maybe. And because he's not injured, he starts all those games.
And gets some preseason. He'll be in training camp, which Kyle says. But then I was looking for that report. Phil, confirm this. Somebody said yesterday, was it Steven? Steven said he had heard that Brock now has been re-diagnosed and he'll probably miss the entire season. Did you hear anything about that?
No.
Yeah, I looked for that, Steven. I didn't see that anywhere. Send me the link. If you, I didn't see that.
I mean, guys are just throwing shit out. Come on.
Yeah, I know. You never know where you get those sources. Yeah.
The Niners would have reported it, and so would the press, like Matt Mayoka, and those guys would
front page, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ronbo, don't believe everything you hear.
I know. I was just asking if anybody else, because Steven brought that in, and I was shocked when I asked him, Steven, you when did you hear about this? Well, about the same time I read the good news and I read the bad news that he's probably going to be out this. I said, and I went looking around as soon as the show was over.
You know what? I think Dak Prescott's going to be out this year, and so is the Philly quarterback. What's his name?
Hurts?
Hurts is going to be out for the
Let's
season.
get that going.
Let's get that going. Let's start those rumors, and then we get even. God, everybody's so vulnerable with the 49ers because of the injuries we've had. But do you think that maybe 1 year out of the last 5 we can go without injury? I think so.
Oh.
I think the odds are in our favor, not against us.
I'm just assume stay out of this one, Phil. Just worries the bejesus out of me. Every year we start off looking like a juggernaut.
Bravo. The glass is half full.
Okay. I'll do that.
We're the Niners. Like you said, we win 1 Super Bowl, we are the best of the best.
That would be 6-2, right?
If we win 2, we are the best of the best of the best.
That's right. We only got 2 losses. That's 6-2.
And those 2 losses We could have won.
I know they were uncalled for. Yeah,
I know.
the greatest
So
team in the
let's
Super
go.
Bowl era, the 49ers.
Come on.
6
We
and
are
2.
the 49ers.
God, I want to see that so bad. And then flies and,
Ronbo,
and,
you're
and,
gonna
and roaches like
You're gonna
Rudy
see
can't
it
say
in your
anything now.
lifetime.
I know, right? Within
So-
the next couple of years.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's bring it on.
Okay.
The only thing that
I just
worries me about this year is I don't know if you saw Lombardi's report about how many teams have buys before they play us. Like 4 teams.
That's a great observation if he caught that, because they don't know. You're not going to be able to play the next week.
Buys before they play us?
I don't blame them.
That's not right.
They did it on purpose.
I know they did, because every team has lost after we play them.
I mean, every last one. What are the chances? Even the Eagles.
It was the Kansas City Chiefs are the only ones that they had to buy afterwards
To get over it. Yeah.
to get over it.
Heal up.
So,
Okay. Grant Cohn put that out, apparently, according to Tribe, that Brock Purdy would be out for the season. You know what? Guys, somebody
Grant
said,
Cohn-
look, Ian
Grant
Rappaport,
Cohn,
somebody.
the
That's
closest he's ever gotten to a football field is picking up the pom-poms from the cheerleaders.
Grant, why do you do that? Okay.
His dad was the same way. I'm sorry. They're clickbaits.
Anyway.
And they're mostly wrong, and they're not accountable. So don't believe Grant Cohn ever. The 49ers never talked to Grant Cohn.
Steven scared me so bad.
Never.
I had to check that. I couldn't see anything anywhere. Okay. Fam, we got to go. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to see you.
All right,
I'm going to see you
Ronbo.
Friday. Always fun, Phil.
Okay.
Change your name to Fun Phil.
We'll talk to you later.
All right, Phil. Have a great night.
All right, Rob. Take care. Bye.
Let's go check out Anderson. Hey, Anderson.
What's going on? What's going on, Ronbo? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, too. How you doing down there?
All right, that's what's up.
Deep in the heart of Texas, where Cowboy fans are rolling
Oh,
around.
man.
But they're surrounded by 49er fans. This is what I like about Dallas. See, they think they got the biggest army down there. There's some questions about that. But Anderson,
They trash.
when we're looking at what's going on,
What's
it's good.
going on?
This wide receiver. I'm looking at some of these guys in camp, and what's his name? Look. Wait, let me see that wide receiver. He played in the XFL last year.
Ryan Bell.
No, not Bill. This guy played in the XFL last year.
Person.
No, his name is Shakur. J.A.C. He's a small guy, 5'7". There's a clip out on him
Yeah.
burning up a 49er corner. And it wasn't even close. Nobody's that slow. That dude has to be that fast. He's did you say person? Yeah. Shakur person. Yeah. Ole Miss.
Yeah. He burnt that boy. I saw that. But hey, I said, keep him.
Don't
Just
put
bring
it.
him on.
Yeah,
If
don't
we
put
can
him.
put him in like I said the last time I had
Ronnie
him
Bell.
who's that
Bell.
yeah, Ronnie Bell. Oh man. Yeah.
Both of them collected a couple of long
Been doing a
shots
sweep.
in practice this past weekend too.
Yeah, they could do a jet sweep.
Yeah. 5'7". See, Anderson, I'm thinking his blocking skills, like Richie James. You see, Richie James is not a bad receiver, but Kyle insists if you can't block, you can't play. Well, then why did you bring him in, Kyle? So,
Real.
maybe this guy will be for specialty, because I don't think Ray blocks that hard either. Kyle didn't cut him.
He might be fast. He might be hard to catch, tackle, because he's so short. So short, fast, like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
He probably can get right by.
And he's quick,
So that might
fast,
be a special.
and quick.
Yeah, that might be a good attribute.
So,
And as far as the defense, shit. Yeah, Grant. Oh yeah, as far as Grant Cohen, he's a fucking asshole. He'll know what he's talking about.
Put stuff out like that to terrorize people because, you know what I'm saying? I looked everywhere. Wait, Brock's not going to be around all year? And even no matter who you root for, if you Trey Lance or whoever else, you still don't want one quarterback only because you know how we do.
Yeah.
We may not make it through the whole year with one quarterback. So whichever one starts, I want three that can go in there and run that offense. I'll never want to see a Josh Johnson moment again in my 49-11 life. Oh, Josh.
Never ever.
God.
But nah, the three quarterbacks he got, they good enough to run it. So it's like it don't matter which one.
See,
when the starting position, because they're all gonna make it. Because like I said before, his offense just like Sam Darnold, just like what he ran in USC. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna be real good with quarterback competition. But I think Trey Lance gonna be starting, man.
And if that be the case, so be it. But have some backup that can play. No one Nick Mullins, C.J. Beathard, Josh Johnson times on the field. Just no. Because that means game over as soon as they walk on the field.
Yeah. How did he get into that field?
Well, Kyle's mistake for one. He drafted up to get C.J., remember?
No, I'm talking about Josh Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Josh is, you know how long Josh has been around, fam? Josh has been to every team in the league just about.
Journeyman.
Yeah.
They've been prostituting him around the league.
Josh, in fear? Josh, you've been in the league for how long? I seen fear in his eyes. I've never seen that in a quarterback. Not an NFL quarterback. Wow.
He got his money though. So.
Yeah, see, he laughed. I look like a fool out there, didn't I? Sorry, I got paid. Josh, you ought to be shamed. You ought to be shamed. God. But yeah, so I'm looking at Jacour Pearson. I can't wait to see more of him. We'll see him in preseason games most likely. They're gonna be chucking to him a lot, I think, because Kyle wants to get a good look at him most likely.
And I'll be like, all right, the 53 roster last year. Why we gotta go? Why we?
He's gonna be a badass because to beat out all that talent out there, even the cornerback room, as you know, Coach Wilkes is loving him some Darrell Luter Jr. Now that puts pressure on everybody on the room because you already know Javarius Ward is starting. Who will start on the other side? Should be Demo because of last year, but Demo probably still has to prove it that he can hold it.
So other dude might have a little more. I don't know. He got a little more ball hawking skills.
Luter?
With his long arms, yeah. Because I watched his tape. He got a little more ball hawking skills than Lenore.
Demo.
And then he ain't scared to lay that hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never seen Demo light anybody up, but Demo's a little guy, so you're right. Luter. I think Wilkes likes big corners too. That's why he likes Oliver so much.
Lenore. See, with him, he's so small. He can be quick to intercept the ball or get around the corner, but he gonna look better than he did last season. But I don't know.
You thinking about cornerback blitz? Put Lenore in that assignment.
Yeah. He can do that.
He can get around.
He
can get around those big.
Get around fast.
Yeah. Isaiah Oliver's that man. He's gonna be assigned to that right now, though.
Somebody put Trey Lance worth the Pokemon card.
Yeah, I've seen that. You know, this going back and forth about Lance, who's going to start, and they say really bad things about Darnold, boy. I mean, he can't play at all.
For real, it's all about arm talent. Well, in my eye, we're going to be going down the field. And I mean, like I say, why was he drafted number 3? He had to be good. It ain't his fault he got hurt.
Yeah.
It ain't his fault he got hurt. We need a line.
Every quarterback to get hurt on
that team.
Line. You know, it's just worrisome.
Get a line of block for him. At least about like 5 or 6 seconds. The ball going downfield.
Yeah, sometimes 4. Jimmy only needed 3, and they still couldn't hold him back. Anderson, we got to roll. The clock rolled out. Let me see you Friday, and let's see what's cooking in Ninerville.
All right, now shout out to my boy Stevie J. Going down. Shout out to the Empire. Shout out to production. Shout out to you, Ronbo.
Shout out back at you, fam. Anderson. Have a good night, fam. Keep the
All right,
Cowboys
now.
in
You
line
too.
throughout Texas.
Oh, man, fuck them Cowboys. All right.
That Anderson. Woo! Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony. Well, Tony, here we are. Look at our chops. You can smell the food cooking. You're about a block away from the house. Can't wait to get home. I'm feeling that same type of feeling. You know what I mean? Everything looks, the cards are being dealt. I love the designation that the Rams and the Cardinals have been put in. Not so much the Cardinals, because I don't really hate those people. But it's such a wonderful thing to see the Rams with all the expectations. You've seen guys like marketing pros say, we'll win 12 games.
Yeah, bullshit, you will.
Go marketing pro. Tony, we got some guys that are looking good.
They've only got
Go ahead.
They've only got 27 players signed for next year and about 30 million in cap space. How are they going to sign the other 26?
They got to borrow money. I think the NFL overlooks some teams sometimes and allows them to do things that are illegal. I really do. And there's been a lot of us that called for an investigation in the last few years on the Rams' dealings with it. Well, the Rams are doing it in a methodical fashion. They get rid of big ticket players and they bring them in at the same time. Oh, BS. So those salaries aren't equal. Okay, let me not get started.
You know why they got rid of all those players this season? Because they were over the salary cap.
And they didn't want to be found out.
They had to get rid of them.
And pay that dollar for tax, which would mean they'd have to close that franchise no matter how much the Rams fans talk about how their owners just got the deepest pockets on the planet. Pay that fine.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Still at $600 million for the St. Louis transfer.
You know, even Elon Musk wouldn't even. I mean, come on, man. That's just stop clowning.
Exactly.
Well. At any rate, Tony,
what are we talking about today?
We got some pretty good looking guys already in rookie camp. Now that's them against each other. My biggest concern though is Joey Fisher being out of shape. We've all seen the guy in the gym. He's over there screaming and yelling and grunting. He's squatting 500,000 pounds. He's squatting another 2 million pounds, and all he's doing is that he doesn't.
Is that the one that took himself out of practice?
Yeah, that's Joey. Yeah, Joey's struggling a little bit. He's not ready for an NFL workout.
Now, apparently, from what I heard, he was dehydrated.
Maybe. Yeah, from where he's
from. He
was
dehydrated, and they were saying like he didn't drink enough fluids and things like that. So he just took himself out. Probably just underestimated the weather.
Yeah, and also dehydration. That'll lead to kidney strain, and that leads to fatigue. You know what? I can't believe he doesn't know better than that. Or the coaching people over there didn't say, Joey, you got to keep that water flowing, keep that water flowing. I'm like, huh? You know he's from a cold climate. They don't get that kind of hot.
Well, there you go. See, he probably hasn't practiced or trained in weather like that.
Especially at this
probably
intensity.
For a long time. Who knows how long?
2 years,
yeah.
Tony. 2 years. He was working as a locksmith with his father. So
there you go. But they said he was looking really good anyway. So
yeah,
I'm sure he'll be right.
Yeah, he's and you know what? If I'm on the people that are making decisions, listen, I don't want to hear a word about talking me out of keeping Joey. Let him just stop. He stays. Get him ready is what I want to do. So,
well, conditioning, Ronbo. I mean, go for a jog every morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he probably is. Joey's probably on the bike even as we speak. You know, you've got to get that lung capacity up. Guys who do heavy lifting, they usually don't like to do cardio. It's all anaerobic activity. That leads, you can get a certain amount of cardio doing anaerobic activity, but it's not like keeping a steady heart rate. So he knows. He just wasn't ready.
Yeah, he'll be all. I was saying, what's his name?
Jair Brown, safety, he was looking good. And then Jacour, I can't even say his name.
Jacour
Pearson.
I think it's Jacour. Jacour Pearson, yeah. You seen that
It's
clip?
like a Trent Taylor, Ray McDonald type of player, but apparently he's got some killer speed too.
But he's only 5'7". I wonder how a guy. I worry about how he's going to survive in the NFL. He must be a tough guy though, because he led the XFL last year in receptions and everything else. Now, how many times you get hit, even if you're playing against lower level talent, you're still going to get hit, and you still bounce back up to lead the league. I've got to be impressed with that.
Well, they might get rid of Ray Ronbo, use him for returns and special teams and things like that.
Because Ray, from what again, this is hearsay. Ray and Kyle had an issue last year toward the end of the season. I don't know what it was, but that was mentioned.
Well, he's gone. Yeah, how about Kyle's like?
Yeah.
Kyle's like, right. No riding the bench for him. Out the door. See you later.
You can't mess with Kyle. You really can't. For a guy that's considered a player's coach, his tolerance level is kind of low, actually.
How's he a player's coach when Brandon Ayuk looks at him sideways and he puts him on the sideline for half a season? Is that what you call a player's coach? Wilkes is a player's coach.
I know, right? And he doesn't look that part. Wilkes is so stoic. That face, it never changes. I've watched him through the years. I've never seen Steve Wilkes laugh. You don't see him smiling on the sideline. He is a serious dude.
I think that's just his personality, the way he looks. You know, some people just look like that, Ronbo, and when you go and speak to them, they're really humble and kind-hearted and things like that. That's the way it comes across to me. But I watched his press conference, and he's very articulate, and he's he knows his stuff, put it that way.
Yeah, that's what I really loved about him. He knows his stuff.
He doesn't back down from any question, unlike Carl, who'll give you a side one. I didn't see that, or you want to ask that question. We don't know if anybody's going to be alive on Monday.
That's my favorite all-time answer from any coach. He just literally lost it for a second. Hell, we don't even know if we're going to. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to be alive Sunday. Calm down.
That's a cop-out.
So,
good old Kyle.
But anyway,
there's going to be players there that they're going to look to slot in straight away and take the reins, from a Menahue and a few other dudes. I haven't heard anything about that Polynesian boy.
Latu? The tight end? Yeah, nothing really special. In fact, the guy from he's getting beat out already. But then I guess not too much to be taken away yet, because this is early on. George Kittle invited him last year to his tight end university. I'm not sure what George was basing that on, but I think he is better than what we're seeing or hearing about.
Yeah.
It's just too much small sample.
Who's that other boy? They're comparing him to Greenlaw.
Oh, the linebacker.
The linebacker.
Yeah, I can't. It's Brown rookie corner Darren Luter.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I
think it's Luter.
Luter's a cornerback.
Okay.
I got to keep these. I got to put these names on a list and put the positions by because I haven't known their names yet. But I know you're talking about. He's supposed to be as quick as Dre, and actually Dre and Fred are his heroes. He's looked up to him for the last 2 or 3 seasons, so he can't wait to get out there and show him that he belongs. So I'm looking forward.
Apparently, he runs a 4.4, Ronbo. Is that right?
That's obscene for a linebacker. Now you know what that means in coverage, don't you? He's built kind of long and rangy too.
I just have him on like send Talanoa on one side and just have him a little bit later on a late blitz and just pops out of nowhere. Boom! See you later.
And the quarterback's looking up from the dirt. Guys, who was that? You got to block him. We tried to block him. You got to get rid of the ball.
Because they know Talanoa, you know what I mean? So they'll be looking out for him, but just get him on a little bit delayed blitz, a little bit delayed, and I reckon he'll carve him up.
Hey, you know what? There's Jalen Graham, a linebacker. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's Jalen Graham. I see his name here, but I'm not sure about the other. I don't think it's Graham. Graham is built long. You don't say anything about his speed though. But yeah, we got a couple of linebackers. We always have linebackers. You notice that? 49ers always have linebackers. Coming in,
Always.
going. It's a tradition. Tony, our clock ran out. I can't believe it. I guess we're having way too much fun again. Every time we have fun, the clock runs out. If we had a game we lost, I'm sitting there crying and listening, and the clock keeps going on and on.
I just can't wait for Mr. Wilkes. I want to see him actually.
I know, right? He doesn't need to be on the sidelines rah-rah. It's not his personality anywhere. Let him stay up where he wants to stay.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
All right, brother.
See you Friday.
Shout out to everyone. Big Show, Papa Dragon, Ellis, the rest of the crew, 49 Empire. See you boys and girls in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it, Tony. Have a great night. Cheers.
All right, brother. Cheers, mate.
And are you ready for some Latino heat? Latino heat! Latino heat! Hey, Emilio! Yeah, if you're coming in tonight... Yes! ¿Qué pasa, hombre? You know, if you're here tonight, you must have something you want to say. Because you wait till the season starts.
Not really. My NBA season's over, so I ain't got too much.
Yeah, the Warriors got tired.
As long as the Lakers go down, I'm all right.
Well, they went down too, didn't they? Embarrassing fashion tonight.
Well, today they lost today, but
you know what though? That's gonna be a 6-game series.
It's not even the Lakers. It's not even the Lakers. I just don't like LeBron. It's nothing. I don't like the guy.
Jokic
but anyway,
is a frightening dude. Damn, that dude is scary.
Well, besides that, how are you doing?
Doing all right, this is that good time of year when we ain't got nothing to be concerned or worried about. Can't get mad at nothing, So I'm fine. I'm liking what we got as far as the youngsters they just brought in. There's several that you can just really get behind and don't have to think, oh man, I could be wrong. There's a few you ain't got to guess about, and you don't. But that little dude, 5'7", Jacour Pearson, I'm looking forward to seeing him. Everybody else I already know what to expect. But that dude, he could be that dude we've been looking for a long time with that speed.
The little guy with speed. You got to look at sometimes Kyler Murray. I was like, hey, he was a little guy with speed,
But he's a quarterback.
I mean, it's a little different, but I get he's a different position,
See, Lilliquist is wide receiver versus quarterback. He's going to get killed as a quarterback. Kyler Murray already proved that. Kyler's been stretched out a couple of times since he started in the league. But wide receiver...
No, sometimes a little guy, I'm just saying, sometimes the little guys are just faster just because they are. Cause, what was that one player we used to have that came from the Eagles? I think it was Westbrook. Yeah, Westbrook, the running back, he was fast too.
Wait, who?
Sometimes the guys are fast.
Running back from the Eagles.
I think it was Brian. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Brian Westbrook. There you go. Yeah. They came from the Eagles when we had him back in the day, not too long ago. Short guy, small guy. Used to get hit and get up.
Do you remember that running back from the Eagles? I used to hate to play against the Eagles back when Harbaugh era. Every time he got the ball, he looked like he was
Brian Westbrook. It was Brian Westbrook.
It was Westbrook. What's his name? Westbrook. That dude, man. Every time.
It was Westbrook. It was Brian Westbrook. He came to the Niners.
Right.
He was there. He came to the Niners. We had him for a season or two.
I do remember.
It was him. That's exactly. That's what I'm saying. I said sometimes the little guys are just hard to take down.
Well, yeah, because you
think about it. Yeah, you think about it. Gore, Gore was just bulky, but he was kind of a small guy.
Yeah, sure.
He was hard to take down. So it's kind of the same thing. So, sometimes the little guys are just hard to take because they're so small, and you think about all the linebackers are like 6 feet tall,
and that quickness of being that small, the coordination. They can stop
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a
they
dime and give you 9 cents change and gone. You standing there looking like a damn fool. Man.
Hey, where'd he go?
Don't even ask.
Where'd he go?
Grab your hamstring. Grab your hamstring and act like you pulled a muscle, because everybody's watching. You know.
we haven't had that. We haven't had that in a while. Like I said,
Long while.
it's been a while since we had a small guy. Since we had a guy with speed. So that might actually be good. It works out.
Because most of it was
kind of need it.
fast.
Sometimes we have those buy.
Yeah, but he wasn't that small.
Yeah, no. Like I said, sometimes you kind of need the small guy that can get to the hole and hard to tackle, try to get over. So that works out sometimes. So we kind of need that. So.
Always. That's always an asset. CMC's got that kind of skill, but he's a big guy. He's not huge, but he's not small. You know.
Yeah.
So.
You kind of look at Raheem. He was kind of fast too. He was kind of a bigger kind of guy.
Yeah, Raheem wasn't that small.
Like I said, it's just sometimes, like I said, I know Tyler is quarterback, but you think about it, you look at him and you're like, man, this guy is just hard to take down because he runs around, he moves around so much you can't grab him. So no, it's just like I said,
and if you try to grab him,
you make fun of we make fun of these small guys, but
I don't.
These small guys actually, they do have kind of speed and they're hard to tackle just because they're so small. And
especially running back.
they can get away from the bigger players. Yeah, running back is harder to take care of. So, but there have been benefits when they play certain positions with other people.
Not LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy, Jay or Jai. Not LaShawn McCoy. McCoy was average size for a running back. But, boy, LaShawn, boy, them moves, God, he was quick on the moves. Matty B was a small guy. Matty didn't have them kind of moves. Matty just beat you. But he was,
He wasn't LaDainian Thomas small too for the Chargers? Wasn't he small guy? Or was he 6 feet?
Kinda. Yeah, your best running backs, other than O.J. Simpson, the Rams, long, tall running back, usually they're kind of smaller guys.
Yeah, usually, the running back is a smaller guy because, like I said, because they're around so many big guys and trying to tackle them. When you think about linebackers, defensive ends, they overpower them.
Yeah, there's only one Eric Dickerson.
That's
the tallest one I can think of.
That's after Gore, I've been surprised all the running backs are 6 feet tall because he was kind of hard to tackle because he was so small. He would hit them home. That's why
Gore
kind
could
of
run
surprised
2 inches off the
Tyler
dirt.
running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was able to make himself smaller. So that's why it was kind of weird that we've been going with taller running backs since but just Shanahan, different quarterback. Because everybody before Shanahan would always get our small quarterback. With Harbaugh, he used to get the small running back. He used to get a small running back. So over the years, we had small running backs.
But I think Kyle's trying to avoid. He thinks bigger, get him a little bigger and stronger, so he can stop dropping like flies. It don't make no difference what size they are. We get down to our last 2 running backs. Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell could be one of the league's best if he could just stay on the field. My God, he's good. In fact, running between the tackles, I like him better than CMC.
I think Shanahan needs to go back to that smaller running back. It might help him. It might be more durable if he does that.
Because it ain't gonna make any difference. He can still get hurt.
it might. You never know. He might be a little bit durable, a little better. It might. Because like I said, Gore got hurt every season, but every season he had over 1,000 yards.
Yes.
I think that's the one thing we are missing.
1,000-yard running back.
We need a runner. Yeah. You look at that. McCaffrey, had 1 season, so you don't know he might do.
He had a half a season.
McCaffrey this year. So.
I'd rather see McCaffrey get over 1,000 yards in receiving. I don't want him running between the tackles as much as possible. I just assume he not do that. Put him out in space, please. Because you're begging for your running back to get taken out.
Yeah, no. And then that thing with Graham Cohen, if Brock Purdy's out, so be it. Let Trey do, I guess it would be Trey here. I don't know. You can listen to it. It's true, not true, whatever. If it happens, if Purdy's not going to do this, that means Trey has to be the quarterback.
Trey's going to have a shot anyway.
You never know.
no matter what Brock does, it's all up to Trey. They want him to have the spot if he'll just take it.
Yeah, he's got to show. He's basically got to show that it's my team. I can take over.
Yeah.
That's all he has to do.
He's got to have that mindset.
I mean,
Because
as of now, they said it's Brock Purdy's team unless Trey shows otherwise. Because I honestly don't want it to be Sam Darnold. This guy's horrible. I still don't realize why. I don't even know why we even picked the guy up. I just don't get it. He was a waste of a pick. He was a waste of money, waste of space. The guy's horrible. I don't think the Shanahan sees him, but I think the Shanahan sees anything in horrible quarterbacks anyway.
he had a crush on Sam for 3 seasons. So we're gonna find out. Let me see it Friday and see what else develops in 49erville. All right.
Nah.
Good hear from you, Phil. Always
Hopefully,
great.
like I said, we figure out who's going to be a quarterback sooner than later. But I know it's going to take some time.
Oh man, it's gonna take weeks. We ain't gonna find out till August. So.
All right. You have a good night, man. But
You too, fam. All right. That Emilio.
And what's the name, man?
Rudy?
He's delusional. Yeah, thinking he's gonna win 12 games.
Oh, marketing pro.
Well, whoever it was, if you guys think you're gonna go win 12 games, that means we're not gonna win a game at all.
Exactly.
If you really believe that, but yeah.
All right, fam.
You're not gonna happen, buddy.
Not
Wake
even.
up. All right, you have a good night.
You too. Thanks, Emilio. All right, Phil. And speaking of the delusional bunch, Remilia says, can't take no more Ronbo coming out the closet. Jimmy G's a cutie and sewing Sean McVay. Can't lie, you're looking good sometimes too. That's not Rudy. Who is that? The other Remilia, thanks for the contribution though. Hey, yo, Michael!
Hey, Rumble, how's your night going, buddy?
Michael, it's going great. These are the days that do go by great because you can have your
They
pizza
do.
and watch TV and watch
Pizza,
sports.
throw it on pizza, beer, chips.
Watch
Oh,
all the sporting shows. Look at the headlines.
Oh,
Nothing to hurt your feelings. We have 2 more months of this, Michael, to
I
relax.
can't wait, man. I can't wait,
Yes.
man. That
You know?
means it's going to go by quick. It's going to go by quick.
They always do.
I can't wait. Everybody be pumped up in front of their TV, get their chips, beer, pizza, hot wings, get everybody ready for week 1.
Mm-hmm. And
I can't wait. I'm
and
so
then-
pumped up.
And win week 1, please, because that means we'll have hit a wall at 100 miles an hour. And I heard that hurts.
Mhm.
So, we already
We're
picked a win against the Steelers in week 1. Already. 3 months in
Yeah,
advance.
one of the
They said 49ers are already
Steelers,
favored to
the
beat
20
Pittsburgh.
guy I work with, that used to work with, he's a big Steelers fan. We used to brag when Niners and Steelers used to play. We used to put money on the table. Who's going to have a better season, Pittsburgh or San Francisco?
2 of the
Way
greatest teams
back.
of all time. It makes sense.
2 of the greatest old time. Yeah, 2 of the best. Bradshaw and all them. Oh, yeah. I just can't wait. I know all the 49 Empires can't wait for week 1.
Oh, yeah. They're chomping at the
Whoever
bit.
quarterback, we're going to still be great.
I mean, you leave the season like the 49ers did last year. Of course, these days can't go by fast enough. Oh, get this season
I
started.
can't wait. Oh, I've been following a lot of the 49ers players on Facebook, too. Oh, yeah. I follow a lot of guys. Yep.
The 13th of what month is a quiz, Michael? When do we play the Eagles?
Yep. I think was it December?
Yep.
Right? Is it December?
Yes, it is.
Or is it-
December the 13th.
Yeah, December.
And I'm telling you right
lucky
now,
13th. Lucky 13th, guys.
We're all going to be sitting. I mean, that week before that game is going to be a hate
Oh.
week. I never go to other
In my area,
teams'
will.
forums.
In my area, will. You'll see
I-
a lot of Eagle fans coming out.
Yeah, gotta go visit Eagle fans.
You'll see them popping out the woodwork.
Go there.
Oh, they're popping out. I saw a couple of them tonight.
You really
Mhm.
think
They're doing all their bragging.
for what?
Mhm.
They didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're trying to all say that. I said, you guys, okay, you can brag now, but look, you guys didn't win the Super Bowl. You guys got beat. So why you brag? And plus you beat up an injured quarterback. Come on.
So the reason you got there in the first place.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, come on. If our quarterback stayed healthy, I think we would have rocked you guys.
I really do. They weren't going to stop the 49ers offense.
I think we would have took them out.
Nah, and as far as our defense goes, our defense wasn't going to give them any points. They might have got 14
No,
or so.
I think our team would have beat them. I think we would have beat Philadelphia. I think we would have killed them. I think we would have crushed them. Our team is too good. Our team is too good. We got so many good weapons. And now this rookie class, like the quarterback from Penn State, I think he's going to be great.
Cornerback Luter Jr. Oh, you're talking about Jair. Is Jair from? Wait, Jair. You talking about safety or corner? Where's Luter Jr.? Luter Jr. is from Alabama.
Third round draft pick from Penn State this year.
Yeah, he's a safety, you know.
Junior.
Jair.
Yeah. Well,
Jair Brown.
Yep, he's good. Yeah. I just can't wait. See him pick up some interceptions and run them back.
Nobody's had more INTs than him in the last 2 seasons. Yes.
10. Imagine this guy had 10.
Why nobody picked him up? I can't imagine. We got him.
Well, they must have been blind. They could have been blind. They probably couldn't see it. They probably, and maybe they looked at Penn State as a risk.
Penn State, they're up against pretty good competition, right?
Oh, yeah, Big Ten. They're against Michigan, Ohio State, all those Big Ten schools.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would, that's as good as it gets.
Maybe a lot of teams didn't want to take a chance.
Well, you didn't need a safety. You need something else more.
I mean, look how many teams took tight ends back to back. All the tight ends we wanted, people were just snagging them left and right.
Quick. And then you look
at
Jake.
Like they were
a hot commodity. And then you look at Jake Moody.
Like a hot chick they saw on a hotline.
Yeah.
Grab this hot chick. Oh, we'll give the Niners an ugly chick behind. That's right. Maybe that was
he might be okay.
And Jake could be a freaking
And how bad did Dallas need a kicker, Michael? How bad? And they didn't. And let Jake Moody get to us in round 3.
Imagine that. Oh, maybe Dallas fell asleep on the phone.
Jerry.
Maybe
he's getting old.
Jerry Jones fell asleep. That's all right. Maybe he fell
Jerry,
asleep.
wake up! It's our pick.
Didn't think.
I'm ready.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we got Moody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm glad we got the Michigan kicker. I'm blessed, and I know he's going to have a lot of good careers with us. I think he will.
Yeah.
You figure, when was the last time we had a best kicker before Gold? Think of the last best kicker we had before. Mike Holfer.
Yeah.
From the 49ers. Mike Holfer was a good kicker back in the days.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the only one I know that besides Gold, you look at it, everybody else was
No. Remember the guy that went to Arizona? The little old guy? Oh, man. He was straight
the little
money
old guy.
with Harbaugh.
Who was that guy?
Man, what's his name?
He played in the Super Bowl against Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Right. When they went to the somebody else put in the group.
Before Robbie, I used to know he was straight money too. When he went out on the field,
he was our kicker in the Super Bowl against Baltimore.
Yeah. No, not David Akers.
No. It was.
He went to keep this in mind. He went to the Arizona Cardinals after he left because the 49ers cut him like they did Robbie.
Hold on. Akers, we get the punter that went there. That was the punter that went there. There was a kicker. Oh.
Is it Lynn? No, that's the way. Phil Dawson.
He's a kicker.
Thanks, Ismail.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil Dawson. Remember Dawson
from Texas. He went to the University of Texas, the college. He went to the University of Texas. Yes. I remember now. He went to college in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, Dawson was always straight money.
Yeah, he was good.
I always knew he was going to make it.
Always straight money.
Yeah.
Him, Gold, Kofor. Now we're hoping this guy Moody can be the money banker.
Could be the best of them all. Because this is like he came. Some of the things he's done.
Money in the bank. I think he'll be money in the bank.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait for the quarterback competition. That's my favorite thing, to see all the quarterbacks fight for their job.
But they'll be fighting, too.
I love it. I love it.
Because Donald's going to come over.
I love to see it.
People think Donald is just awful, but Donald, from what I see of Donald last year.
No, I think they're trying to groom Donald to be a good quarterback, so maybe they can use him as a trade bait later on if Purdy comes back.
But if they do need to use him,
trade him later on.
If you saw him last year,
maybe they'll groom him good.
Well, yeah, groom him, but if you saw him last year, that is not. I don't know what happened to him, but that last 6 games, the dude looked good. And also you got Brock, of course.
I think our defensive coach, who was their coach, I think he did something to do something to him.
Maybe
he must spark him up. He must did something. Wilkes must did something. It has to be.
Wasn't Wilkes?
Wilkes
It was
had
somebody
to do
offensively
to get that quarterback. Mm-hmm.
Somebody
Get his
offensive.
mind focused.
Yeah, some
his mind
offensive coach.
focused.
Well, not only that, just
Yeah.
correct some of the things he was doing wrong. And you got
Yes.
and you got Trey, who probably thinks this is my team. Who the hell are these people? So that's going to be a
Yeah,
battle.
who are these clowns?
Yeah, that's going to be a battle.
Oh, I can't wait. Battle the Knights. Oh, yeah, I can't wait. I wish Trey luck. I wish everybody luck. All the quarterbacks, I wish luck.
Yeah.
I just hope that, whoever wins it could win us a Super Bowl this year or next year.
No, not next year. Michael, this year, okay?
No, not
We've
next
waited
year,
long
but either way. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's it. Yeah.
And I can't wait to see
I think
the
we
Rams
will.
face. And
I
the
think we
Rams
will.
the Rams say, well, we're the
Rams
best
all
team in
those- those old
California.
people.
We won the most recent Super Bowl. You guys got
Ah,
two.
they
You got
fought the
two.
quarterback. They fought the Super
That doesn't
Bowl.
make you
Yeah, they
anything
fought
but-
the Super Bowl.
I mean, the thing is,
Buying
guys-
a quarterback.
right? You guys
Yeah.
are still lower
Yeah.
level. Your whole
Between
franchise
them
is
and the
still
Cardinals.
lower level.
If you put the Rams and Cardinals together, they both stink together.
But between the
Seattle
Cardinals,
too. Seattle.
Yeah.
Cardinals
Michael,
forget
add it
about
up.
They stink.
between Seattle, Arizona, and Los Angeles, all three teams combined haven't got as many Lombardis in their showcase as the 49ers.
Nope.
Why
And they probably won't.
are
I
they
don't think the
talking?
Cardinals won't see anymore.
Well, those trophies are
Not with
vintage
the
trophies.
quarterback they got.
You guys are still bragging about those old trophies. Lombardis
Oh,
don't get
trophies.
old. That's who you
No.
are.
Yes, sir. You're right, Ronbo.
Come on.
Let the teams rub it in. If we win it this year, I'm gonna be like, yes, Niners, party, hell yeah, shoot off fireworks, hell yeah,
It's so good being on top.
oh yeah.
But everybody
I
takes a
love to
shot
be
at
on
the top. Mike, we gotta go.
You're
I'll
right,
see you.
Rumble.
I'll see
All right,
you
Ronbo, I do
Friday.
follow you on Facebook too, buddy.
All
All
right,
right, you
fam.
too, Ronbo. All right, good night, 49 Empire.
There you go. Night, Michael. Yeah. We're the best team in California. We won the most recent Super Bowl. Hey, here he is. Just the time as I got mad about it. I'm trying not to because, fam, you know what? You should never argue with a fool. Onlookers won't know who's the difference. Hey, yo, Jalen! Ah. Jason, I asked Jalen to get a rhyme ready for the Cowboys.
Cardinals, y'all irrelevant. Rams, y'all. Seahawks, y'all ain't won a ring in 10 years and counting. I know that can't be fun. Ronbo, what's the word, man? What's the word? Talk to me.
Let me add the Cowboys. Cowboys,
Cowboys.
you brought to Texas. You brought no joy. Go away and go play with your toys. I enjoyed that myself. Jenny, man, we're sitting up here looking at some of the rookies that they're talking about in minicamp, and I think Jacour Pearson's got my attention. Braden Willis, he's got Latu looking. We got to be careful about calling Braden Willis the better tight end between him and Latu, because Latu may show up in practice. Latu said, "Y'all, he's showing out in minicamp. I'm gonna show you what a tight end can do come training camp." Word. I wonder if he has that kind of attitude, So we're going to see.
I don't know, Ronbo. I don't know, man. All I know is George Kittle better be my tight end until I get married. That man needs to be a 49er for life, Ronbo.
I said that a long
Regardless.
time ago. But
Yeah, he's a 49er. He's a lifer, Ronbo. Him and Buckner should have been lifers, especially Buckner.
Well, Grant doesn't like Grant believes that Latu and Willis will take his job, and that George Kittle will not finish his career. I'm not sure what he's basing it on. Does George Kittle bother anybody to the
Ronbo,
point where you
Grant
feel like you
Kahn
want to trade
also
him?
said that the 49ers will go 10-7 and the Seahawks will win the division. That man, I'm not gonna lie, Ronbo. That man is something wrong with him, Ronbo. I think between the Rams fans and him, I don't know who needs to be prescribed to some type of subscription. More importantly, because Grant is saying anything for views, Ronbo, and it's ridiculous. Honestly,
Well, you know what? It
some
makes
of
the
these takes that
conversation-
he'll make,
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he doesn't mean it. He says that to draw a conversation. I really believe that because Grant's not stupid. He knows
yeah,
football. When he says things
he
like
isn't.
that, he's drawing attention.
Yeah,
I gotta believe.
it's trolling. It's almost trolling. I'm like, dude, like you can't be serious about some of this stuff.
Having the
Like
Hawks
Rumble,
win the division and George
but
Kittle will
here's
not
something,
finish his
man.
career in San Francisco. Why? Maybe not, but to say it now is a little early.
Rumble, here's something that's been, kind of bothering me, sticking with me these last couple weeks. We got rid of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hmm.
Rumble, you know how I feel about Jimmy G. I got
I know,
nothing but love and
man.
respect for him.
Okay.
He bought us relevance. He brought us back to relevancy. Man, he kept us competitive. Dude he took the blame. He never
For
blamed
everything.
anybody. Man, Rombo. He was a solid QB to have, and we could have
Hmm.
won a ring with him, hands
Had he
down. No
stayed
thinking
healthy.
about it. We can, but let me ask you something, Rombo. Is it Jimmy Garoppolo can't stay healthy, or is it Kyle Shanahan can't keep his quarterbacks healthy? Because we saw this year, we ran
All of
through
them.
four quarterbacks.
All of them.
We ran through four quarterbacks.
And Mullen
And
and
and this
CJ got
isn't the
hurt
first
before this
time.
even started.
Exactly, Rombo. This isn't the first time we've been on our third string quarterbacks. It's been seasons where CJ and Nick had to back up each other because they got hurt.
I know
We just
because they
didn't
was
we
beat
just
up.
didn't care. We just didn't care as much because our season was over. We cared more this year because we was still able to play. But Rombo, I mean, Kyle, he's been getting quarterbacks beat up. I don't know if I can keep blaming Jimmy for being injury prone, and I just watched three quarterbacks get hurt. How
Well,
can I say
just
that
like you
he's
just
injury
said,
prone when all of
all
them
the
just got hurt?
quarterbacks got to go down. What are the odds that we're doing something not exactly good? Because every team doesn't have this problem.
I mean, Rombo, it's gonna take us watching him in Vegas. If Jimmy stays up all season long, Rombo, Kyle, dude, bro,
I know, right? You
that's
know
the problem, man.
that would
Because
reflect
JG,
poorly.
if JG plays 12 games in the season, Rombo, he can get you a 9-3 record. Hands down, no thinking about it. If he can play 12 games, he can get you a 9-3 record.
Yeah, he's not
If he
gonna.
can play all 17, he'll
His
get you
winning
about
percentage,
13 wins.
especially
He'll get you about 13
he's got
wins.
Devontae and got that terrorizing dude over there on the edge, and now that dude's got some help. I mean, the Raiders are probably building a team that's probably going to compete at least. You know.
Yeah, Rombo. So I mean, the whole stigma that some people had that Jimmy Garoppolo was injury prone. Man, hell, I think C.J. Beathard was injury prone, and Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, because all of them, guess what? They
I know
got carted off the field.
everybody laying up in
They
the
all got
hospital.
carted off the field. They all got carted off the field. So let's stop saying Jimmy G was injury prone when we literally just saw four quarterbacks go down in one season. And we've seen CJ and Nick have to come in and back each other up because they've gotten hurt during seasons where Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt.
You
So
know,
this isn't the first time we've played with three quarterbacks in a season. It's just the first time that it's been
it got brought
noticeable
out.
because we were still
Yeah.
competitive. Yeah, I mean, so I'm not gonna keep. I'm gonna keep riding for Jimmy G. I appreciate what he did. I'm not
And
gonna come in here and trash.
and Jalen CJ actually should have went down before he did. Remember how CJ got hit so hard that you had to go,
Rombo
oh,
CJ got
that,
beaten. Rombo, you ever seen
oh,
Real Steel? You ever seen Real Steel? Remember the little
yeah,
small robot Adam? Man,
yeah.
just would get loads of little sparring by Rombo. Just got beat up on.
Head just
CJ was
rocking.
getting hammered.
I, I mean, he looked like
God, he was getting hammered,
I
Rombo.
mean, hard hits. And
That's how you destroy somebody's confidence, Rombo. That's how you destroy somebody's confidence, taking
oh
hits like that.
man, and also you crash test dummies. That's a lot of times those hits are so hard, you see the quarterback just get rocked. I said, man, that's my CJ's getting up. He's getting up, y'all. Oh my God, how's he getting up?
And Rombo, the
He,
talent was there. CJ
yeah,
Beathard, he's bigger. He's bigger than hell. CJ about the same height wise. He about the same size as Trey. He can move better. I think he's faster in a foot race than Brock. And I think he's more agile
hey,
than Jimmy. And he had a stronger arm. I
I
mean,
forgot
Rombo,
CJ could
CJ
run.
had the tools. He had the Rombo, that 63-yard run he had in preseason. I ain't forget that.
Yeah, I forgot he was pretty mobile actually.
And
Oh,
CJ could run. He had a cannon on him, Rombo. He just Kyle,
one of the
man,
prettiest deep balls in the league for sure. I agree with that too.
man, would drop right over the top, Rombo. Right over the
Perfect
effortlessly.
placement.
That Hail Mary against the
To Marquise
Cowboys.
Goodwin. Yeah.
to Kendrick Bourne in the end zone. That was CJ, all arm. Threw that ball like 50 yards in the air.
Marquise
You
Goodwin
can't,
against the
man,
Packers. Yeah.
boy, man, CJ Ronbo, when CJ came in, I knew the offense was finna have a game because it was like Kyle would open up a whole new playbook for him.
Well, CJ went
I'm
to
talking about we seeing read options, we seeing deep throws, we seeing play action. I guess it's because he drafted him Ronbo and he's familiar with his skill set
well,
and
yeah,
he's
he
comfortable
traded
with
up
him.
to get him, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm sure he's like comfortable and man, but I've said it before. I wouldn't mind having Brock, Trey, and CJ as my quarterback, just because CJ knows the offense.
Yeah, I was thinking because everybody's talking about Mullins. I was like, "Where's CJ?" I don't. CJ by now may be mature enough to make some of them things happen that Kyle was trying to get him to do. Because he just came off the bench because Hoyer was looking so bad. He wasn't ready.
Yeah, Ronbo. I don't think anybody was ready to win that season, Ronbo. 2017, that was a painful season to watch.
He really was.
It
Wasn't
was.
it? Remember that
I
running
got through
back?
it though. You talking about Carlos Hyde?
No. The running back that they drafted is last
Oh,
name was
Joe Williams.
Joe Williams.
Joe Williams.
Ooh, Joe Williams had some moves. He just couldn't stop fumbling the ball. Oh man, look at that move! Oh, fumble! Damn it, Joe!
I remember that.
God,
Yeah,
that was
I
a good
remember.
run.
Yeah. He would have been good, Ronbo. Jalen Hurd would have been really, really good if he could have stayed healthy.
I really think oh man, Jalen Hurd.
If Trent Taylor's foot could have stayed healthy, he could have been legit.
Yes.
We had a lot of players that injuries just, man, Spoon, if he could have kept his confidence up, Spoon could have been a really good player.
He could have. He went to Pittsburgh, and I saw him make a number of good plays. Really good.
I mean,
Jalen, we gotta pull up. I'm gonna see you Friday, and remember
man,
that
Ronbo. At
Cowboys
the
season,
end of the day,
Mm.
we still the kings of the West. Kyle and Nee need a 2-year rest, and Gene D and Rudy and marketing pro and all them clowns keep on trying to the 49ers beat up that. Let's not forget, y'all. Let's not forget the Raiders. Nick Mullins, wet behind the ear, mama kitty still in his mouth, beat the Raiders on national TV. That young buck came in the first game in his career. This ain't no game you can catch on prime time. This wasn't no America's Game of the Week. No, it was on national TV, everyone. You could catch this game in Kenya, Africa. Man, Ronbo, let me get up out of here, man.
Third world on you, baby. Oh, hey, see you Friday, fam. Oh, God. Yeah, and there he is, Casey. Casey, let's see how Casey's luck was tonight. You know, Casey, he's a man who takes his betting very seriously, almost to a professional level. Maybe he does take to a professional level, as Casey has made a large sum of money down through the years of making those smart, intelligent bets. Right now, he's probably looking at a spreadsheet. Hey, yo, Casey. Casey. Rams 38-49-17. When did that happen? Casey will be back. Hey, yo, Ellis. Oh, CJ, I was wondering if you're still in Tennessee.
Do you hear me?
Yep. Oh, Casey? Yeah. Hey, Casey, go ahead, man. Yeah, I can hear you. You bet. You just walked away from the booth. Huh? You just placing some bets, weren't you?
No, I got no spreadsheet right now. I'm actually on the bus, so if you want to come back, I was just making sure I was still on the phone.
Big Show says that your judgment on Brunskill is not on. It's off. Yeah, hey, Casey, honestly, how do you really feel about Brunskill at this point?
No matter what Show has to say about Brunskill.
Perfect timing. I'm going to be watching some of the guys that left us had been with us for a long, like Brunskill, J-Dub. Also, over in Detroit, you got Russell. cornerback. We got some players that I really liked that I'm gonna keep an eye on what they do next year.
Remember, is there enough time to come back to me, actually? Because I'm on the bus, though.
Okay, we can do that. How much time you need? You want one caller, two callers?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
All right. We'll be back. All right, Casey. And yo, Ellis.
What's up, Ronbo?
Ellis, man, we're just combing down through and reviewing some of the things we know about already. Like Keith Wilkes may be. Can you imagine Keith Wilkes at the end of this year or maybe next? We say, you know what? We've had some good defensive coaches, but you know what? Truthfully, I don't hate me, but Keith Wilkes is best of all three of them. Can you imagine saying that? 49ers been on top by a large distance. And don't say nothing about the talent. Wilkes put that stuff in play. I love D'Amico and also Robert Saleh. But if Wilkes comes in and does a better job, I'm going to love him more. I'm fickle like that. What are you thinking?
I mean, we're in a really good position. We got a strong, reputable, sound defensive coordinator. He believes in the system already. He's coming in, ready to spice it up a little bit. Throw some of his little
more aggression.
Throw some of his sauce in there with it. Sounds like he wants to run a little bit more zone. So the guys are going to have to improve in their zone. Capabilities. That could be a little shaky. It just kind of depends, as far as in the secondary. But I think the guys are going to adapt really well. And they're going to work together. And I mean, shit, if we get 2 winning seasons, Wilkes is going to likely be gone. We'll be lucky if we get 2 seasons with him. 2, maybe 3 seasons max, if we're lucky. But, if we get all winning seasons, he's going to go and take a head coaching spot, because they want to keep us depleted. They want to take our coaches and they want to poach our coaches and players.
And Ellis,
if we can't get any guys that want to stick with us, I
just want to say one thing about that, though, before you go any further. You know what? You look at Robert Saleh, the success he's enjoying. You look at what would have happened had Mike McDaniel not lost his quarterback. Look at LaFleur over with the Green Bay Packers. You're right. There's something about coaches under Kyle Shanahan that I think are going to make them even more attractive no matter where they came from before they got here, So you got a good point there, too.
Yeah, they just want to keep us,
stripped.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then I was hearing about the lack of rest that our guys are going to get, with the schedule and stuff they haven't set up for.
That's a plot.
It's kind of like they set us up for failure.
They did.
Once again, and the guys are just going to have to. Honestly, they're going to have to make sure that they're, conditioning even that much more and preparing mentally for that. Because we tend to burn teams out more than we got burned out. I think the only time we really got abused was in the Chiefs game. We got smoked. We got smoked in that game.
And woke up after that, though. Yeah.
Right, and every team and the Chiefs. The Chiefs were the only team they had a bye, but everybody else that we played after playing us, they lost. After playing us, every team that we played in the season, they lost. So that said a whole lot about what we do to teams and
beat you up.
Right.
Rams, we ain't talking to you, Rams. Volume. Y'all lost before we played you, not you. Yeah, go ahead, Ellis.
Yeah, the losing season. If you had a losing season, you're not included in the conversation. So just shut the fuck up. Go play the quiet game. You know what I mean? Until the show is over. Do us all a favor. But I'm excited though. I really like what I'm hearing about that guy from the CFL that wide receiver was playing for the Seattle Sea Dragons or whatever.
Pearson.
I seen him, smoke somebody. Yeah, Pearson or whatever.
You see that clip?
Whatever. Yeah, that boy looks dynamite.
Hell.
I'm having a hard time seeing Kyle not I'm having a hard time even imagining him not making the team if he keeps that shit up.
And I don't want to hear nothing about no
gonna-
blocking. Use him in gimmick plays or something, but you use him.
Yeah, just like he did. What's his
Ray.
name over there in Atlanta? Well, no, what was that guy that he used in Atlanta? That little small wide receiver, that little tiny dude, but he made a lot of plays. That was
He's
like
fast as hell.
That was like the little. Yeah, him. I don't know why we can't remember his name.
Tony,
right now,
what was
but
that
you know
little
what I'm
guy's
talking about.
name of your crew that year? I know what you're talking about.
But Kyle could
4-3.
utilize him. Yeah, we need that. So he needs to make the team no matter what. And our wide receiver core is looking mighty deep
Taylor
right
Gabriel.
now.
Thanks, Big Show.
Taylor Gabriel, that's right. So I'm hoping that Kyle, he keeps at least 7. I know he's only, there's probably going to be 6 at the max, but we got to keep some of these guys off the radar because we got some gems. That undrafted guy from East Carolina, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a couple of gems, and then also that
Ronnie
rookie guy
Bell
from Michigan.
Yep.
Ronnie Bell, he looks good. He looks damn good. He's looking good in camp too.
I know.
So offensively, we need to try to keep as many of these guys as we can. And I mean, the running backs are looking good too. I'm interested in seeing who is and who isn't going to make the 53, but then who gets signed to the practice squad. We got so many offensive linemen. We got so many wide receivers. And we got a nice little arsenal of running backs.
Too.
We run through backs.
Ellis, let me just make this adjustment though, Ellis. If you're going to expand the wide receiver room, what room are you going to maybe cut back a couple? Because the tight ends suffer every year. Now, do you do that again this year? Because we don't keep as many tight ends. We'll keep 3 tight ends max. Is there another room you could go to you think could? I've already thought about this because I looked at all those receivers. How do you really go let all them receivers go? And some of those guys are good. Where do you cut back?
Ambry Thomas.
Cornerback. How many are you going to keep all in total?
Thomas,
5?
Specifically.
3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 corners. They usually keep 6.
Luter Jr. is going to make the team. The guy we got from Atlanta is going to make the team. We got Tavares Ward.
Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver is going to make the team. Who's Hartfield? Was he a safety or was he a corner?
Hartfield's a safety.
Okay.
So
that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one, Ronbo.
Yeah, every year I go through this.
If it was up to me though, I think this year, unless we're just going to be doing more running and less passing this year. I don't know what Kyle's plan is, attack wise or overall. I know we always specialize. That's our run is our thing. Run opens up the pass. But if we do decide to pass a little more this year, I would like to see, one of those rookie wide receivers on the team, or one or at least 2 of them. But that guy, Jakir Pearson or whatever, he needs to make the team, no matter what. He needs to make the damn team. So I don't know.
You know
man.
what?
It's tough.
You got to let Ray go.
I was just thinking about Ray. That's funny you say that. I was thinking because we paid him $10 million for 2 seasons. So then what happens with that? What happens with that other half of his, of his dough? I don't see Kyle cutting him. I just feel like maybe it's going to be one of those situations
probably not guaranteed.
where. Oh, okay. Well, then that could be a loophole for us then to not have to retain him because Pearson will probably do a lot better than Ray on special teams. And then, like I said, jet sweeps and all kinds of little, plays like what he ran straight from the out, as a wide receiver.
Yep.
He was on the end and he just smoked that corner. You know what I mean? I know it's not going to be the same with
huge space between him and that corner as he's dashing down the field. Huge. And immediately, what kind of first step
he was running out of real estate. He was even running out of real estate. That ball should have came out a little bit sooner even, but
you got to get used to him.
That's what I mean.
That's kind of that receiver you got to get used to as a quarterback because just throw the ball quick. He'll be there. He'll have to wait. Throw it.
Right. Yeah, he was looking good though. So, but it might just end up happening that a couple of these guys will never get to really see them manifest. on this team because we need to add depth or we got to have other guys retained on the team. And, it might just be one of those situations. I hope we keep the East Carolina kid. I definitely want us to keep the kid from Michigan and that guy Pearson for sure. But I keep hearing about that big play Tay Martin. He's 6'3". I didn't know we had a 6'3" guy, that we was hiding in the cupboard.
Ellis, you got a 6'4" guy too named Winstead. I don't. They're both long shots to make it.
That's the one from East Carolina. Yeah, that's the guy from East Carolina that I'm saying. I'm hoping we can at least keep those three. But Tay Martin might be in the higher up on the pecking order. We might need to keep Tay Martin. I just want to be able to see him though, because I haven't seen anything, but I've been hearing good things about him in the camp. He put some weight on, and he could be a red zone threat. You know what I mean? To kind of interchange with Juwan Jennings and stuff like that. That would be dependable. But that boy from East Carolina that you was just talking about, man. He looks big. He looks Winstead. That boy looks for real. So
he's gonna have his chance. Boy, a lot of these guys on a team this loaded like the 49ers, and honestly, there was no openings on this roster. Not really. We could have went into the season with the team we had last year, but some guys, are they better?
They need to extend it
to
60 players and not 53.
I know, right? No, seriously, they should consider expanding the rosters so we can carry an extra quarterback. Nobody wants to see what happened to the 49ers again in a championship game. It's hard to carry three.
That's what the coaches should be doing.
Yes.
Because I know they can all, everybody could use a few extra guys, 5 to 7 players on the active roster. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It would behoove them to come together and put some kind of, idea like that together and take it up with Goodell. But,
of course, they should argue with that. Owners should have that at their meeting every year. The owners probably don't want that because that's going to expand the payroll too, though. But then again, they'd have to go through a lot of things to readjust the cap. Players Union now has to come in, and they're going to be arguing for. Ellis, do you know how long they'd be arguing? We'd end up missing the season.
Man, they make so much damn money off this.
I know, but they want to keep. They're greedy, and they don't want to. They want to expand the playoffs, the format. They want. We're playing 17 games, Ellis. Richard Sherman was right. They just think about field hands out there. Just go work the hell out of them, man. You don't compensate owners. You don't. I mean, what is it with that? God, they're providing entertainment so you can get what you get. Oh man.
Yeah. Extend the roster, and then maybe we can talk about it. There got to be some give and take, or it has to be some reciprocity. You know what I mean? Give us something that we can benefit from, or a couple of things that we can benefit from, and we'll add an extra
players
game
aren't
on there. But that's up to
they probably say okay.
Yeah,
but don't
some
cheat.
better negotiation skills.
Well, fam, I tell you what, Alice, let me see you Friday and see it develops in Linerville. All right.
That's a bet.
Yes, sir. Out to that squad.
That's for the platform, man.
All right.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I'm pulling up to the house now. Hopefully, be able to get on sometime later on this week.
Yeah.
They get on to say hello.
All right. Friday's good night. Out of school that the next day. All right. All right, fam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for the platform. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Yeah, you know where you're at, man.
Thanks, Ellis.
And like I said, if you're below 500 team, you could just listen to the show. Don't be in the chat. Don't say shit.
Yeah, and just know you're inferior. That you're lucky that you're in here. We don't get rid of you because you don't measure up, Gene D, while you're talking trash. Okay. All right, Ellis.
Douching. Gene B. douching. Anyway. All right, fam. I'm done.
I have, boy, if you go around, especially a team is better. You never catch over the Patriots back in the day when they was up like the king of the beast. You never catch in a Patriots forum. Gonna kick y'all's ass, man. Y'all ain't nothing anyway. You never, it's just comical to see people do that. Hey, Tony. Tony Atlanta. Tony. Tony, Tony's probably doing some kind of domestic chores. He'll be back. Let's go check on Casey. Yo, Casey, you off the BUS yet?
Second, man.
To you, Case. We look forward to your calls because, we all live vicariously through you. There's something dramatic sounding about your daily life. It's fun to listen to.
I'm flattered, Ronbo. That means a lot, man. And, I live vicariously through you and all your 49er knowledge and wisdom.
This is all fun.
Ronbo, it really doesn't matter what Show has to say. You know why? Because finally,
right off.
Casey is called back into the Reverend Ronbo Sports Show. And,
yeah. You were getting ready to answer that question since we brought it up. How do you feel about Brunskill really?
About Brunskill leaving or Brunskill really?
Brunskill is a football player.
What do you mean? What do Ronbo, there's always going to be someone that, is going to one-up you in this world.
Yeah.
Even Tom Brady has his Eli Manning.
Yeah.
And for Aaron Donald, it's Daddy Brunskill. So
that's why. Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up because I fell into one of those rabbit hole arguments that you get into with Rudy and his team of non-knowledgeable players, football people, and he said, you know what? I mean, you guys make a big deal out of Nick Bosa, but he compares not to Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald, what you just said, that's not science fiction. Yes, Daniel Brunskill, and we had Aaron Donald hasn't had that much success against the 49ers. And by the way, Aaron does not like the run game. Nick does. So I'm saying, you know what? Of course, Aaron Donald is the everything right now. But Nick's only in his rookie contract about to end. Let's see what they look like later on. Because I'd rather have a guy that can also stop the run as well as go get the quarterback. It's just, honestly, this is not just because he's a 49er either. Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to think about Nick and the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Because, he's so young and he's already done so much.
Mm-hmm.
And
hey,
Eric Armstead is still in his late 20s, right? 29?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure about Eric's age. But, hey, you just brought up something, too. Did Aaron Donald achieve MVP before his rookie contract was over?
Ronbo, I'm not here to talk about Aaron Donald. I'm here to talk
I'm talking about Nick. Nick's got an MVP? I do wonder. I got to check that out later. If anybody knows, please expose Rudy for the fraud he is about the Rams versus the 49ers. Okay.
This is his fifth year.
What?
So he got it in his fourth year.
Nick, yeah. And Nick missed a year.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. And Nick doesn't have – he's not –
and he gets held every fucking play.
Yes!
I mean, Jesus Christ. What?
Yes.
You have to be a real antagonist amongst this, YouTube, this little YouTube show we got going on here. Call it and, talk about Nick Bosa any other way.
No, he gets me on
player in
Twitter.
the NFL right now.
I let him go for a couple of days because Rudy gets so outrageous. It's so preposterous, some of the things he says. You just have to let it. You don't do it. Just don't. He's enjoying the fact that you're getting angry. That's what he's doing. He knows he's wrong. But he keeps coming at you.
Yeah.
Look, I'm getting worked up just talking about it. See?
Speaking of Bosa, and the domination of the 49ers operation, I look back at this last season and I think, gee, where can they get better? They won 12 of 13 games last year, right? I mean, they kind of just don't have anywhere to improve.
No, we do.
Where they can improve is on the defensive line because there was such a big drop off from Bosa to their next sack leader, and they've kind of overkilled that by having Javon Hargrave and and Hargrave and now Cleveland Farrell and Beal and
don't forget our 2022 draft pick from last year. Drake Jackson, who Wilkes is working hard on.
Yeah, they're set, Robo. I mean, where else can they get better? They can really start to step on the gas late in the game if they have to lead, not play conservative. I mean, I feel like Kyle matured so much last year. It's about staying healthy, though. Simple. It's not easy, but it's simple.
Well, we actually had a weakness last year, which is very funny. You mentioned that case because the fact of the matter is
the strength and conditioning coordinator.
Well, then no, but the thing is, we did not. our defensive pass rush, we did not provide enough pressures. We were really low on the list as far as our defensive, as far as applying pressure.
I don't
to
know,
the
Ronbo.
quarterback.
I feel like some of these stats are kind of misleading because, like there's like kind of like compensatory stats. You know what I mean? Like when players, do certain things and stuff. So like other players start to do more, and I don't know. There's so many stats in the NFL now. The stats that I look at are like quarterback stats of like yards per attempt, yards per completion, completion percentage, and then of course sack totals and tackles. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
when you read stats, you need to be able to connect the relevance of what that particular impact
they
has.
have these stats like you see the middle of the game, it'll be like this pass traveled 36 yards and this person ran. No one cares about that. That does not mean a thing. Like
it does to the people who like or dislike the quarterback. Usually, if yak yards, most people don't give the quarterback any love for that. But if you're passing deep downfield, connecting on receivers, which actually has more to do with the receiver than it does the quarterback, but people don't understand that concept, so they blame it all on quarterback. And also the design of the coach, what he likes to do is what they're doing, not what he necessarily likes to do. So Kyle wants yak.
I'm just thinking more of like the graphics on the during the game. Like games have gotten so into like pregame and it's just a different presentation. Now that Disney's got this contract with the NFL, it's
scary,
lost kind of like the substance of the game to me.
Yeah, I worry about Disney's involvement with the NFL. I really do. Don't start having.
Well, Rob, I tell you what, when Patrick Mahomes ran out that total in the Super Bowl, they focused on him. With the Niners and the Chiefs, man, I'm like, oh man, this is the Chiefs. I'm not here to talk about that, but I do, man. I mean that helmet to helmet on Jimmy. God damn it! Look what you did, Robbo.
Oh,
talking about Disney. I brought it up. But Bosa was held all fourth quarter. Holy cow!
God.
We got some unfinished business, Robbo. We got to take
Have
out
they
the
made
Ravens.
an equal number of bad calls on each team to make it at least equal? That would have been okay. But no, don't make it all one-sided. I mean, don't put the 49ers in a position where they're going to have to battle their ass off against both the team and the refs.
It's like, that last play with, like, Mahomes and the deep pass, like, it could be a great highlight if Bosa wasn't just being held so bad. Like, how could you watch that play and just be like, wow, what a great play? No, that was not a great play.
Yeah, no business getting it off. So, yeah, that's the way it works. And that's, they're never going to change. Some of these things are going to be, the refs are going to continue to manipulate games.
Kittle drop and stuff right before the half. Damn it, Robbo. I'm punching the air right now.
Well, hey,
Carolina punching that racist air over on the East Coast.
God, I wish we could have played them this year. People keep saying, well, the 49ers were going to beat the Chiefs no matter what. Well, you know what? I don't know about that. The 49ers are so ready to play. I can't imagine the Chiefs beat the 49ers twice in the same season. I don't care if it is a Super Bowl.
Well, if Purdy started that game, it would have been a hell of a game.
Yeah.
And did so much.
And they would have ran them same plays that they scored on us the first time we played them either. And we got more people healthy. Nick was not healthy in that Chiefs game. Neither was Jimmy Ward out there with a cast on his hand. And that's why I'm saying, I'd love to play that game again with a healthy 49er, at least somewhat healthy.
They got a good shot. They got a good shot this year, man. They got a good chance. I like their bye week. I like that late bye week. Actually, the game versus the Bengals is going to be that's probably the one I'm circling because, the Bengals have the bye week right before that.
Yep. That's going to be a good game because the Bengals are a good team, too. Man.
I like that Joe Burrow, Ronbo.
Yeah, he can play. Joe is no joke. And he's got maturity now going for him, too, so he's going to be even tougher than last year. I wonder if they got an offensive line over there yet. That's the only reason why Burrows didn't dominate, and that's why he didn't beat the Rams. No offensive line.
Yeah. Well, hey, Ronbo, shout out to that caller that always, reminds the Raider fans about Nick Mullins. That shit.
Jalen, I know. Is Jalen cool or what? Hey, Case, we're gonna go. I'll see you Friday, okay?
All right, Ronbo, you have a blessed night.
You too,
I hope you had a great Mother's Day, and go bring them cows in, Ronbo. You're living on the farm.
I've already got the chickens in the house now. Oh God, one just dumped on the floor. Anyway, yeah. All right, Casey, I got it. I'll see you. See you Friday. Night, Case. Cool, Casey. Hey, Tony, are you ready, Tony?
Ronbo, I'm back. I'm
Good.
back. What's up,
Good,
Ronbo?
good, Tony. I was just talking about, pretty much we were talking about our guys, but we're talking about football in general, so you can talk about your guys as well. And you probably know about Jacour Pearson, knowing you. You're the kind of guy who knows about everybody that's doing something special. And Jacour blew away somebody called himself trying to guard him the other day. That was shocking.
What's the guy's name?
Is that Jachour, as in our Jacour? Hey, maybe it's Jacour. Jacour Pearson, Pearson. He led the XFL, I believe. What league he was in last year, as a receiver last year in all categories.
Okay. He's looking pretty good in your mini camp.
He's only 5'7", and I both know, having dealt with Kyle Shanahan as your head coach or as your coach offensively, he's 5'7". He weighs 170-something pounds. I don't know that he's going to be the kind of guy that can block, but can he please be excused? But if you let him go, then other players will say, Jacour ain't blocking, coach. Listen, get over here. Let me talk to you. I can see Kyle now. Because, that's the way it works,
Yeah. But when Kyle was the offensive coordinator in Atlanta, we had Taylor Gabriel, right?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yep, he was our number 3. I remember if you go back and look at the 2016 in the Arizona game in Atlanta, Taylor Gabriel had 2 screen passes of 40 yards or more for touchdowns from the same side in the same game.
4-3. That dude could get up. And when you guys let him go, I was hoping the 49ers would pick up Taylor Gabriel that following year after, maybe sometime within the next 2
Chicago
seasons.
signed him.
I know.
Chicago signed him to a big free agent contract.
He's not there anymore, is he?
So he retired.
Yeah.
Didn't work out in Chicago.
It's too cold. Taylor probably had a pull muscle every 5 minutes.
But he got paid, though. He got his money. That's all that matters, I guess.
And I'll never forget one more thing about Taylor Gabriel breaking Butler's ankles, snapped him.
Oh, in
that one play.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Butler lost his job too. God, that was ugly.
He went deep in that Super Bowl run year. Next to last game, we played at LA, the Rams. He had a 62-yard deep one against the Rams because Julio didn't play that game.
And Taylor took over that.
Jared Goffin. Yep. But Ronbo, real quick on the comedic front, myself, Sharice Armstead, and Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
Chris Hansen told me
went on over to Rudy's house.
That Rudy's on live.
Yeah.
So I went over to his channel, and Ronbo, we was eating him alive. He timed all of us out.
I read that.
That was my first time ever over there. And then I went back on there and said some more stuff. He timed me out again.
Come on, Rudy. I take all of your flack and I don't time you out. What's up with that?
Well, Chris had been trying to get me to go over that Ronbo. That channel's weak. He only had 10 people in the chat.
Because even they know Rudy's not telling the truth. Always trying to build up the Rams like they're equal to and better to the 49ers. He'll come over and spend all that time trying to prove to everybody, lays stats out and brings up the championships of the Rams back in the 30s. I'm saying, come on, man, I don't mean nothing. We're talking about the Super Bowl era. Yeah, we're talking about the Super Bowl era. What are you talking about? I just want you to know.
He said people hit the like. Yeah, he said, people, please hit the like button. So I went to his likes. Ronbo, he only had 6 likes.
Oh, no.
I said something, they timed me out again.
Oh, Rudy. Let me go. I'll go over there. Rudy, I'll go over there and hit you a like. But Rudy, you got to stop bothering me on Twitter, man. You're getting on my nerves.
Ronbo, just to let you know, on Seattle, again, I still think you guys are the class of the NFC West. But I want you to be a little bit concerned about Seattle, Ronbo.
I am. I told you about that the other day.
Yeah. you know what? Who they drafted, and they highlighted him, and I've seen it on this video in the 7th round. And I had wrote it down, but I didn't think about it. The 7th round, the Seahawks drafted, and on my F lines, he was rated as the as the 9th best back in the draft. Kenny McIntosh out of Georgia.
I remember you talking about him.
Georgia, yeah, they drafted him in the 7th round.
Georgia is a running back factory anyway.
Yeah, 237 picks. So he didn't have 1,000 yards and all the big numbers. It's because they shared carries.
I was going to say, because they had more than one running back, right? Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, he's good. Well, Zach Charbonnet is going to share carries with Kenny Walker, but they got McIntosh too.
And Pete Carroll wants to run the ball. That's what he does. Run the ball.
Yeah.
Play defense.
Yeah.
That's Carroll's. That's his game.
He did draft a defensive tackle from Mississippi State, and they signed Draymond Jones in free agency, the defensive tackle who I wanted from Denver. I still don't think that's going to fix that defensive line. I don't.
Well, at least they're making the attempts. You can only get so many picks a year. And also, what's the all-world I don't know. What is his position? Jamal Adams. What is Jamal Adams?
He's a strong safety.
Okay. But he leads a team in sacks, So I said, Jamal,
that's not good.
This is why George Kittle enjoys playing against you, because you're not going to stop him and you don't have the tools. Why do you call yourself a safety? You're not playing safety.
Yeah.
So, they still got Jamal, though. He can do damage.
Yep. So, but Seattle's going to be improved, but like I said in the chat earlier, so I was responding to somebody. I said Seattle's going to get another wild card, I believe, but they ain't going to win the division.
Man, they're ranked. They got the 11th. They're ranked 11 right now in the NFC. So they're not. I knew they weren't going to be poor. Pete Carroll, and I hate to admit it, Pete Carroll's a damn good coach.
And their last 2 drafts have been outstanding, especially last year. They had a good draft this year.
They used to not be that good at drafting.
I think what it is too, and you said this too a couple shows back. They hit 2 home runs and started both of those kids, their offensive tackle, in the 1st round and the 3rd round. Both home runs.
Yeah.
The 1st round pick in the 3rd round. And I like that 3rd round. You know how I feel about Abraham Lucas out of Washington State. Yeah. He is a monster.
I think they've always had this ability, Tony. You know what? They were cruising along with one of the best franchises in football for a number of years, and they didn't need to be so good at drafting. Picking up that running back that year in the 1st round pick, that was just silly. But they were still on the downside of that. I don't want to call it a dynasty, but they were pretty much owning the West, right? So I don't know. Now
but remember when Russell Wilson was there, and they couldn't draft offensive linemen for nothing when he was there. Then as soon as he leaves, they hit a home run twice.
That's why Wilson. Well, yeah, that's why Wilson left. Remember, they spent all their money and efforts and energy during the draft and free agency on building a defense that could not be denied. It had worked.
Yep.
But they didn't
got a couple wide receivers, but not the line. Yep.
They didn't care about Wilson
for whatever reason.
Yeah, Wilson set records every year. But the thing is, Tony, look at it. They got the perfect thing because Russell Wilson was able to move and throw some very, very intelligent, sharp passes. Man, that dude was brilliant.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson had one of the best deep balls I've ever seen in my life. I mean, when he hit Tyler Lockett and what's that other all-pro wide receiver they had? He'd throw that ball, and all they had to do was turn around and look up. Ball would drop right into him like a basketball, like he just threw a 3-point shot. And I said, how the hell does he do that? God, he was good. So,
Well, on this one site, and I told you about the Green Bay Packers on your last show. This one site said the 3 surprising teams that everybody's sleeping on. They said the Green Bay Packers, which I already told you about. The Cleveland Browns, which I agree with, because Cleveland's good. Deshaun Watson's going to have a full year of OTAs, camp, all that. They got the best offensive line in football.
And conditioning working
They
out.
traded for Elijah Moore from the Jets to help Amari Cooper. They still got Chubb, and they got a good defense. And the number one team, he said Ronbo was Houston. I said, I don't know about that one. Houston Texans.
Why would who
They're
said?
gonna be better though.
Yeah, they can't be
It's
help it to
called
be
Gold
better.
House Sports. Yeah,
Oh,
he said
okay.
Gold House Sports.
Yeah, because
So those are the 3 most improved teams. I'm like, keep
most
sleeping on Atlanta.
improved.
That's what I want.
you know the Texans had to. You know what though? Compared to what they were last year, you would have to put the Texans on that list though, as most improved from last year. Not saying anything about what they were about to do, but I mean the Texans were in deep trouble last year. They had a great running back. They had a couple other good spots,
They
but
had a
now,
good draft last year too.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Ronbo, there's a picture. If you get a chance when you have some free time, go in Carolina Panthers training camp. You could say Bryce Young. Ronbo, it was a picture of Bryce Young with the rookies.
yeah,
And remember, these ain't the starting guys.
yeah,
The rookie offensive line.
yeah.
Ronbo, he looked like Kyler Murray. Smaller than 5'11", 5'10".
Is he
He
that
looked like
quick?
a little boy.
Oh.
So I'm saying his size.
Oh, size, small,
He's
little.
not as big as they said.
They told everybody about, and you know how they lie. You remember this goes all the way back to high school. People used to lie about sizes of players all the time. I never knew why, but they always
They lied
lie
about him.
in the program.
Oh, they should have took C.J. Stroud, man. Who I think is the best quarterback in the draft. Ronbo, we gonna eat him up. We play him. We gonna eat him up.
You know, well, they're going to be trying to figure out how to do with him next. And hey, Tony, did Dak Prescott sign with the Browns? I mean, not Dak. I'm sorry. Running back. Zeke. Did he sign with the Browns?
I don't know because I know what's the name is a free agent. The other back that was sharing carries with Chubb. He might have Ronbo. All right, he looked terrible in his workouts.
Okay, we'll find out. Because Zeke, man,
I haven't heard nothing.
yeah, somebody flashed that on the chat. I was, what? Zeke he ends up in Cleveland?
Still no Giannis on it yet. I'm interested to see where Giannis gonna go now because there's still nothing. I'm surprised by that.
Don't be surprised because here's the thing, everybody's it's the waiting game. Nobody wants to jump on that real quick because they'll pay too much money. Ngakwe probably doesn't want to get signed too quick either because he wants it to last a little longer to make his value go up. And it works both ways. And the 49ers and everybody else who wants him, if you wait long enough, getting toward the season, Ngakwe doesn't need a preseason. He knows what he's doing. You wait till the last minute, nobody cares. Well, it's not looking pretty good it's not looking that good out there. Here's what we're prepared to offer right now. And he signs.
Yeah. And I'm still waiting on the Jets to release either Denzel Mims or the Corey guy.
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis.
Yeah,
They still ain't released them yet. They got to do it sooner or later.
You got to wait till see which one Aaron Rodgers likes the best.
But the only news of today for us, you remember Jermaine Infetti, the former first-round pick with Seattle?
Yep.
Back when Legion's offensive lineman.
Right.
He was our backup tackle last year. We cut him today.
Yeah, Infetti was always overrated. They picked him up in the first round, I think, that year he got picked, right?
He was a former first-round pick. Yep.
I remember everybody said, ooh, so scared. You guys picked up Infetti, man. Did you even look up what he did in school? It wasn't a first-round pick.
Yeah, he didn't play much last year. We picked him up as a backup.
Yeah, that's why the Hawks got a bad rap for the choices in the draft, and now they're doing a good job. So, good on them. Somebody needs to push the 49ers. We can't have a division with nothing like Tom Brady used to have. So, all right.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We got the veterans going to be coming to camp in about 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So that's going to be
is that long?
interesting.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But Ronbo, look up that picture. Bryce Young, he looks like a little kid, like Kyler Murray. He's not 5'11".
It's he ain't gonna last. Tony, we gotta go.
Oh.
And I'll be looking for you on Friday. See what develops.
Yes, sir. It's just kind of slow right now, but let's see what happens.
But pick up. It'll get more fun, sure.
I'm anxious about our defense. I love all the defensive moves we made, man.
And you made a lot. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's take that division this year. All right.
Yes, sir. And I'll see you Friday, sir.
Looking forward to it.
Just keep listening for the Seattle hype, and who else they hyping? Seattle and the Jets. Even though I think the Jets gonna be pretty good.
Oh yeah, well, clearly they're going to be good. I mean, look at all the changes they've made. I see the Jets. If they don't win that division, it'll be a total fail.
Buffalo's still there, Ronbo. It's gonna be good.
That defense.
And Miami's there.
I know, but that defense that the Jets have, all that they do is going to come to a screeching halt. You know, so all right.
Yep.
All right, Tony.
I'll see you Friday, sir.
Looking forward to it.
Take care.
All right, Tony. And it's one of Tony's good buddies. It's the Rudy. Rudy, get in here. Oh, Ramirez. Rudy said Rams will go 13-4. I also that cannot be Rudy. The Rudy clone has just been killing him.
Ronbo.
Hi, Rudy.
It's great to be back. I wanted to see what you guys are doing, and it's funny the way Tony spins things. I mean, I didn't time him out. Every other word is so-and-so is so-and-so is He never talks about his own team. For heaven's sakes, he's on a 49ers chat talking about your guys' team. Because there's nothing to talk about in Atlanta.
He just talked about his team, Rudy.
And then last year in a 5-12 season that we had injury plague, record in the NFL, 11 straight offensive lines in 11 straight games. Guess what team we still beat?
Yeah.
The Dirty Birds. So, I mean, if anyone should sit down and be quiet, that's Tony. I mean, even all the great players are basically the Detroit Lions in Atlanta because all their great players go somewhere else to win chips. So he needs to just relax. I mean, especially after losing to Tom Brady, the biggest lead in Super Bowl history, the worst lead. So it's amazing.
Rudy, your team had a lot of people take off to new places. I mean, that happens.
Well, that's the difference between the Rams, the Falcons, and the crew that we call from Santa Clara. If we make mistakes, we get rid of them and we replace them with guys that will do the job. We finish the job and win the Super Bowl.
Listen, you're talking about Tony being a spin master. Now, what did you just do? People left Inglewood not for any other reason besides there was no money to pay them, and you know it.
Well, the thing about the money side of it is we are so I hate this word, retooling. We got 11 draft picks. We have some studs, Puka Nacua. We got Byron from Tennessee, the edge rusher. It's going to be an exciting Stetson Bennett, 2-time national champion as the backup quarterback. Even our preseason games are going to be exciting. Basically, he's Brock Purdy, but he can win championships in college, but with a better ceiling. It's going to be amazing in SoFi Stadium, Ronbo. I'm
Rudy,
excited. I'm excited.
Rudy, you haven't beaten Brock Purdy yet. Why would you use him as an example to compare to this person that?
Well, I do that because.
Why do you do that?
Well, I'm going to explain to you. The reason why is because Niner fans think he's Joe Montana after 8 games.
No.
I mean.
No. Who said that?
Well, everybody. I mean, I know that most Niner fans would rather have him than Trey Lance. And so I'm looking forward to playing Trey Lance.
That doesn't make him Joe Montana.
Well, they think he was the next Joe Montana because they say if he would have been healthy, you guys would have won the NFC Championship last year. And I say no.
I don't understand why Joe Montana has to be mentioned in this particular narrative. I don't understand.
Well, because he was one of the great quarterbacks the Niners used to have, and now Kyle Shanahan thinks the quarterback position is anyone he can get to. You can't beat a Mahomes, a Burrow, a Josh Allen, a Matthew Stafford in playoff big show with the average quarterback. Ask Jimmy Garoppolo. You have to have a good quarterback.
Who beat Matt Stafford each and every time he saw him, except for the one time he was hurt.
Well, I mean, he got his feelings hurt. That's exactly right. Donald ragdolled him.
No, that's
Donald
not true.
ragdolled him.
That's not
Donald
true.
ragged Brunskill on his way to ragdolling Jimmy G.
Realistically, think about this for a second. Jimmy G has a torn a shoulder, and a bad hand. He's got his left tackle that's dragging his foot up and down the line of scrimmage. Do you honestly think Jimmy Garoppolo was beating the Rams in his sleep for years? Would have lost that game had the conditions been equal. Stafford is not that good.
Did he
talk
not?
About a guy that takes forever. Stafford took 15 friggin' years to win a championship.
Well, because he was in Detroit.
I don't want to hear any excuses. Throw back quarterbacks that are never going to have a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Didn't Jimmy Garoppolo beat Aaron Rodgers
by 3 points because of a couple of lucky breaks?
So you're telling me, Ronbo? So you're telling me you're telling me that Kyle Shanahan is so incompetent, he will leave a hurt quarterback on the field instead of even putting in a guy that they gave 3 first-round picks for, Trey No Chance Lance, in the game if your quarterback is too hurt to play. I mean, you're talking to a Rams fan that saw Jack Youngblood play with the fractured fibia in the Super Bowl. You're talking to a Rams fan that saw OBJ try to play with basically he comes out now that he didn't even have an ACL.
Here's the thing.
Matthew Stafford had back problems last year, still won the Super Bowl.
He had a lot of problems. And
that sounds like excuses to me.
That's not an excuse. You saw Kowalski drop the ball. Rudy, here's another thing.
It wouldn't have mattered.
You bought every top mercenary in the league. What is that? Now look at you. You didn't build a team to be a dynasty. You built a team because you were desperate to win another trophy. Okay, fine, you got it. You got lucky the stars lined up. But now look at you. You're a mess. You're going to be a joke for the next few years. Hell, you were a joke before you got Mac McVay anyway. So you're satisfied with that? You're bragging about this?
Okay, let me dissect everything that you just said.
Please do.
Okay, here we go. And this is what we do on Twitter, and I'm glad everybody can see it in person. The Rams in 6 years back in Los Angeles have gone to 2 Super Bowls, won, unlike the Santa Clara crew. They're 2-0 in NFC Championship games. They want to win. Their bar is not the NFC Championship game like the Niners. The Niners can't even afford a real quarterback. They get the 7th round. They basically had the Kurt Warner story in a bottle, and he couldn't finish it because Kyle Shanahan's incompetence. He didn't get you guys a right tackle, and that's why he got hurt. The Rams and Les Snead are the top echelon as far as coaching, ownership. The Rams are trying to get to the 3rd Super Bowl in 10 years, and they're in year 7. So we're retooling. We still have some of the best players at the corpse thing.
Rudy,
I think we'll win it before you guys win another one.
No, well, I wish you would bet money on that and see how you get cleaned
And I
out
have
on
us
that one.
going 2-0. We're going to beat the Seahawks in the game 1 at Seattle, and we're going to beat the Niners with Trey Lance and the regular season monkey on our back. I'm just calling it now.
But, hey, give me one reason why you believe you can beat the 49ers.
Because Trey Lance is horrible. If he plays, it's going to be tea time.
Hey,
well, we got to just stop the run, and we'll just stand back and intercept it. But we got Stafford, Higbee, Kupp, Van Jefferson,
remember that.
Skoranek, Tutu Atwell.
Stafford picked 6, and he will be picked if he starts throwing those wild passes to an inept wide receiving room. You got one receiver that's worth a damn in Cooper Kupp.
The Triple Crown
winner. And now you're just
winner.
come in and dissect the best defense in football?
The best defense in the regular season. Maybe
Rudy,
in the playoffs,
change.
They're not the regular season. They're not the best.
You're either the best defense or you're not. You can have a bad day.
They're not.
You can have an off time. You can have a game. But your team.
Well, explain to me this. Why did the Rams beat the Broncos by 50 points? I don't even know the score. We scored 50. We put a 50 burger on them. And you guys lost to the Broncos.
I am not.
You guys lost to the Bears.
As you're doing. You're giving an excuse for every single failing you had last year, and you had a lot of them. I'm not doing that.
That's the difference. We went 5-12, but we won the chip.
You did.
The Niners lost the chip and went 6-12. What would you rather have? To win the chip, finish the job, and go 5-12 because of an injury-plagued season, or not finish the job, lose the Super Bowl, and go 6-12? What sounds better to you than me?
I'd rather have a team
what sounds better to you?
Engaged in the mix and the fight, and sooner or later they're going to get there. Now your team,
we let you guys fight out for the playoffs, and then we'll pass you guys and win the Super Bowl.
No, no more regular season.
We'll see.
We're not going to see you in the playoffs for God knows how long.
We're going to make the playoffs this year. The NFC in the weak NFC. This is the perfect time for us to retool.
You're one of the reasons
look
why
at
the NFC is so
look at the
weak.
teams that made the playoffs. The NFC is weak. What juggernaut team is there?
And the Rams are ones that are part of that.
All we have to do is make the postseason, and I like our chances to get anybody there.
Why
we will
would
see.
you expect to make the postseason?
Because the
Have you
NFC
even
is weak.
seen your
The
schedule
NFC is
yet?
even weaker. Yeah, we got some tough teams, but
you
we're not
guys
afraid of any
make
of those
up for
teams.
one of those weak teams.
Well, that's what they say on paper because we have young players.
It's
Listen,
clear.
we got the only quarterback in the NFC that won a Super Bowl recently. We have the Triple Crown winner at wide receiver.
Diddly squat.
At the main positions, we have some of the best players still.
Oh.
Aaron Donald on the defense. We're young, I give you that, but we have second and third round players.
12,
Kobe
and you lost
Durant.
some of the guys from last year's team.
5 and 12
now
because
all
of
a sudden you're
why.
gonna vault
But
into the playoffs. The
let me
following
ask you
year.
this question: why did we go 5 and 12?
Because you suck.
Okay, we sucked. Okay, so Matthew Stafford got hurt. So did Cooper Kupp. Aaron Donald got hurt in the first year of his career. That's why Bosa, who it's horrible that you try to compare Bosa to Aaron Donald. He's a decent defensive player.
Wait. Pause.
That's horrible.
Pause. Let me ask you a question. Did Aaron Donald win the MVP award before his rookie contract was signed?
Yes, he did. I answered it for you. He's rookie of the year, and 3 years later, won his first deep. And it wasn't because somebody got hurt.
No.
Who knows? Donald could have won the fourth one last year.
In year 3, Aaron Donald was rookie of the year. I mean,
he was rookie of the year 2014, 2017, won the defensive player of the year.
Was he still a rookie?
2018, won backup.
He
wasn't a rookie. It was in his contract year.
Rest
You were
my
asking.
case. It's like I
well,
said,
wait. You were asking.
You're always putting a spin on things because you know you blew it.
You're telling me Bosa won it in his rookie year?
MVP before he signed his rookie contract was over. Did he? No. You went on to another tangent.
No. Listen, I answered your question. He won rookie of the year 2014 in that his contract year from his rookie season. 3 years later, he signed a 4-year deal. He was still in his rookie contract. He won Defensive Player of the Year. And then to add insult to injury to your comment, he won it back-to-back seasons. So are we saying that Nick Bosa is going to win back-to-back seasons? No. I'm telling you he's not.
You don't know.
Donald will be healthy and he'll win it.
I doubt you make the playoffs. I doubt you make the playoffs.
Well, we will see, Ronbo. You've doubted us for how many years?
That's what I'm saying. When you always make these predictions like, we got throwaway quarterbacks and they can't make a Super Bowl.
But Ronbo, we've known each other for 6 years. Whose team has won? Whose team has won? Regular season glory, I don't care. Regular season empire.
Well, good, because it's going to continue.
Whose team has won? Whose team won the big one?
You won the Super Bowl once. And the first
team
Super
won
Bowl
the
you
big
went to,
one?
you had no business being in.
Rambo, that's like me and you were playing poker and you beat me like 8 straight hands. And then I go, okay, all the chips are in. And I beat you the last one.
The Saints beat you and you know it. The referee turned a call away that should have been called, and you should have lost. You were fake.
Well, they missed a couple of calls before that. They missed.
You scored 3 points.
They missed
in the
a
Super
face
Bowl.
mask
that
call
is the worst
in the Super Bowl
of all time.
Hey,
and you represent it.
Hey, it is what it is, Rambo. You know, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do.
Then.
In the Super Bowl against the Bengals, when they face masked Ramsey and they got a touchdown, they still kept it. That bad calls happen. And for you guys, and listen, this just shows you, I hate the Niners, but that call against Kittle in the Super Bowl was BS. They shouldn't have called that push-off call. That should have been that was fine. Michael Irvin made a career out of doing that. But calls happen. Look at us. We lost 2001 Super Bowl against Tom Brady, and they were filming the plays. Who knows? I don't even care about that because we still should have beat them. But who knows? The NFL, you never know what's going to happen. Listen, so it is what it is.
You know what? You know how you folks love to make fun of Nick Bosa not showing for. Where was our Aaron Donald in that Super Bowl?
He made in what Super Bowl? In the 2001?
The one you got your brains beat out and scored 3 points.
2018?
That's the one.
He got to Brady a couple times.
No. Aaron Donald was absolutely neutralized by the Patriots that year. He didn't do diddly squat. And the 49ers used that same format against him immediately after.
Aaron Donald rushed Tom Brady into a first quarter interception. He was at the reason why Tom Brady, possibly the GOAT, I hate to even say it, I hate him, only scored 3 points into the fourth quarter is because of Aaron Donald and the crew. So just so you know, now imagine that Super Bowl. If you want to talk,
entire game. What are you talking about?
Listen, let me ask you the question, Ronbo. And I know you hate the Rams and you don't like what I'm telling you.
No, because you make things up. And it's amazing how you think
2000. How is that? Those are all facts. Let me ask you this:
Aaron Donald was not a factor in that Super Bowl, Rudy. You know it.
He was one of the reasons why Tom Brady was held to 3 points. And if you say that, then I don't know what else to say.
Rudy, you lost that Super Bowl. You got the team
reversed. Lost, but it was 3-3 going into the fourth quarter.
Brady
but let me ask
more
you
than
this:
3 points.
Rumble, let me ask you this though: how good is Cooper Kupp?
He's very good.
Okay, so do you think that could have made a difference if we would have had him in 2018? Golf's third round guy, Golf's big play guy. We didn't have him. Do you think he could have made a difference from us
I
being
can say
3
the
to
same
3?
thing about 4 or 5 guys.
Todd Gurley's knee. Do you think an explosive Todd Gurley would have made a difference in that Super Bowl? But who cares? If we lost it,
because
those are
every
the
time
facts.
you get back to the corner, you come up with all these excuses. If I make
Those
any
aren't
excuses,
excuses.
well, you can't make those excuses. Well,
Ronbo, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question then. So are you making excuses for the championship game against the Eagles that Brock Purdy got hurt and you guys didn't have any more quarterbacks? Is that an excuse or is that facts?
I don't know. When's the last time you seen your team play without a quarterback?
Well, because our front office isn't dumb enough to try to go out there with these young quarterbacks. Why did you guys have Josh Johnson on the roster?
No, see, these are things that the Inglewood franchise has made more screw ups in its last year as far as assembling that crew, paying them, and going toward a dead end, and you're at it now. But you're in this fantasy world where you think everything's going to be peaches and cream and lights.
Listen,
I mean, Rudy, your team is dead.
When we won the Super Bowl, we had $49 million in dead money. But wait, we had $49 million in dead money. We paid 2 quarterbacks, Stafford and Goff. Gurley was still on the books, and we still won.
It's over.
I mean,
glad you enjoyed it.
It is over. Santa Clara's window is over this year.
2 trophies in Inglewood. No. There's one in St. Louis.
We have the last 2 Super Bowls between our 2 franchises.
Oh, good. You got 1. That's 2 in 60 years of football. And you're bragging about it. What is that? You've got no shame.
Well, let me ask you, why do Niner fans think that the NFL started in 1981?
Why do you think the NFL started in 2022?
Before 1981, when did the Niners ever win? What did they win?
The only Super Bowl that's relevant is the one that you won 2 years ago.
The Niners weren't relevant until Bill Walsh got there. That's facts. The Niners were not relevant until Bill Walsh got there.
Have a good night. We'll continue sparring.
Thank you. I
appreciate
Twitter. You.
I am done. Cut him off. That's just ridiculous. He's going to put a spin on things to make it look like, okay. Gotta beat their ass, fam. Getting their butt beat in the regular season means nothing to them. They like that because they once in a blue moon win a championship. That supersedes anything and everything the 49ers ever done. Why? Your trophies are so old. How stupid is that? You got 2 trophies in 60 years. Stop bragging. And one of them wasn't even in Inglewood. Fam, let us go. Please. I promise Rudy and I will not argue like this all the time if you scared you. Subscribe. Like. And I can't wait to see you on Friday. And we'll see what happens. Friday. Have a good night, fam. And thanks for the contributions, fam. Oh, wait. Yes, indeed. Rudy's clone. Yes.